shattered. The doctor 10, 15 years ago was like, that's fucked up, that really hurts. You're gonna need some opioids to kill that pain. And then the DEA says, no, you can't have those anymore. These doctors have to tighten up their prescriptions. And now you don't have any, you can't afford them. What do? You can take Kratom. It has the same effects, it's less addictive, and it's more gross. So that even brings down the use. You're not gonna use it as much. Kratom kills the pain in your body. It also cures social anxiety.
The government's solution to stuff like this is always prohibition, which means putting more people in jail.
How big is your appetite for the war on drugs? I'm sure it's small. It's shrinking every single day. Don't let them continue it. Don't let them outlaw more stuff.
Good point.
Thank you.
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My Twitter's not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try. See. I summon the ghost into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now. Demand it. This is how we fucking hunt ghosts. And as we've pointed out, and as we've said, there are no ghosts. So this is where the ghost lives, from what we know. And he's not home. Let me try this. Jake, you may overtake my body. I accept you into my heart and soul. Please, if you are here, take control of me. Use me as a vessel. Gross. Nothing. Yeah, no ghosts. So I guess the lesson of Beaver Creek is there's no such thing as ghosts. There's no God, and the Bible is a lie. Off to Helltown to find out what the government's up to in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Hell yeah, bumping out here. Can I get some of this safety herb in my lungs, please? And thank you, are welcome here. Jake, you can't have any because they drug test. Yeah, if you go to work, man, you're gonna get drug tested. Jake, you son of a bitch! You get out here! Hey, Jake! Ain't coming. He ain't coming because he's afraid of me, Brian Quinby from Street Fight Radio. Brett, would you like a shot at Jake?
Yeah.
Oh, I just fell in a hole. That was Jake. That was all Jake. I think we found the ghost. Jake won't let you see your mention. He's like, don't look at your phone while you're at work, motherfucker.
How many times have you gone into work and then looked at your boss and said, what are they doing? You ever think about the levels at a job, Brett? Of course, the people on the very bottom. What do they do?
Usually clean.
Yeah, and then there is the people just above them. They're the ones that do the second hardest job at the place, right?
Deal with customers?
Yeah, that sort of thing. And then there's another level above that, and that's the manager that's in the place. Now let's think about what comes after that, right? You might have a guy named like Glenn that comes to your office every 6 months, and you have to lay out the red carpet for Glenn. Think about what the person above Glenn does. Jerry is the person above Glenn, right?
Okay.
His job is basically going to lunch, right?
Yeah, powerful meetings, shaking hands real hard.
We're gonna go up to the CEO now. The people that sit around a table and who knows what they're doing? Nobody knows what they talk about.
Playing cards.
What connection does that person have to what you do and what the customer gets? It just seems like you could really chop like 5 or 6 levels off of any job and the company would still run perfectly.
Think about your job. Now imagine your manager isn't there. how much smoother would your day run?
I mean, how many of you work a job where you don't even know who the fucking CEO is of the company? That means they're absolutely useless. They're parasites.
They're on the top, getting most of the money, sending their kids to private school, driving the fanciest cars, and they can't make a sandwich. Every new level of hierarchy is more money coming out of your paycheck. Unions are fucking great because it's not HR.
You need solidarity with the other workers. We need to use that and exercise that. You and your other workers are the most important people at that company. I mean, hell, the way I think about it, maybe you don't get a union at all and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. What's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
You know, you probably hear people constantly talking about this horrible thing called capitalism.
I have.
Yeah, you've heard that?
Yes.
You're like, what? How does capitalism affect me? I will tell you, it runs your entire fucking life. You've probably heard of socialism or communism. Communism. And they say, they try to control your entire life. Your whole day is taken away from you. What control do you have over your day now?
Most people have to be chained to a desk for 40 hours a week and they're not allowed to leave.
When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you have to wipe the sleep from your eyes and like look around and be like, why does this have to happen this early in the morning? That's a capitalism.
And it controls everything, like your healthcare, your education. It all comes down to making money, but some things just don't make money. Honestly, ask yourself, how afraid are you of getting an injury and how that could possibly fuck up your life?
Yeah, you're being stopped from skateboarding, breakdancing, doing anything fun, because if you get injured, you're fucked forever. You can't go to work.
And so then you have all these people that say, well, we can make a kinder capitalism, a more conscious capitalism. It isn't gonna fucking happen. We need anarchy, we need socialism, we need communism, we need anything but more capitalism.
But wait, Brett, when you go to the grocery store, you have almost unlimited choice. You can buy 100 different types of cereals.
All made from the same stuff with different graphics on the outside.
All corn. It's basically just a bunch of boxes of corn.
That's capitalism.
It actually treats about 1% of the population like humans, and the rest of us like tools for those superhumans. You don't have any money, your bank account's low? I know where the money is. Jeff Bezos has it, the Waltons have it.
And they took it from us, right?
They took it from us.
We're just getting our money back.
Yeah, your work made that money. You deserve that money. That's your money. The 1% has never decided to do the right thing. That's why we have to take power and just spread it out among the 100% of people that exist. Can you imagine being that sensitive? Like you,
well, that's
like
what
that
they're
is the
PC as hell.
ultimate.
Hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof. I tell you what, even the jobs that paid me nothing, like when I was first learning them, it was like, all right, I can do this. You just need somebody to get the plates and make them go from here to here. I can be the master of that. I was really into that, and I can do that. But after a while, it's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
you're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're like figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit. But all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, you know, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think you're giving me enough.
I don't like this.
You
at
didn't
all.
set me up right.
Polite
It's
about
just
it.
not the polite way to have sex.
That's just
I-
really one way to have sex that's polite, and it's to say, ma'am, or sir, or non-binary person, would you like to enjoy some making love with me? And then if they answer yes, then you mount that person and you move back and forth politely, and then you kind of finish it up and you say, that was great, and then you never mention it again. That's the right way to have sex, okay?
And folks, and that's why we don't do any sort of sex advice or sex stuff on this show, because there's none to be given.
I am wise!
I want you to write the polite sex book, like the proper polite method.
I just said it.
Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as mitragynine, was one of 4 drugs.
Hey, Street Fighters, welcome to the show. It's Sunday night. We're taking your calls. 614-655-3887, that number to dial. We got a bunch of people in here already. They want to talk about bad jobs, bad dare officers, fucked up bosses, and anything else going on in your street fight way of life. We'd love to hear about it. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. It's been that way for quite some time now. And we are playing live right now on WCRS-FM here in Columbus, Ohio. If you want to listen on your radio, tune in on 92.7 or 98.3 if you're inside 270 here in Columbus, Ohio. You can listen to the best community radio that there is. It's WCRS, and it's happening right now, live. We appreciate their support and how much they've done for us over the years, and are happy that folks in Columbus get to hear this without having to be on the goddamn internet. But we also live stream this to everybody, so if you want to jump in, you want to chat with other people as they watch the show, you want to react with other folks, head over to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. Find Street Fight Radio. We're there. And we need you in there. We need some interactions. We need some comments. We need to get a Twitch partner status. So really, if you go to twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, sign up, watch on Twitch, comment as much as you can. We want to get more Twitch partner money. We're doing pretty good so far. We're making like $130 a month from Twitch, and that's all coming from mostly free Amazon Prime subscriptions. So consider heading over to do that. And I think that's everything. I honestly could keep promoting until my eyes bleed. Did you say anything about the zines? I didn't say anything about the zines. Jason just reminded me. Well, we need more submissions. We just had the religion zine just came out. It's also ordered. The heavy metal zine is in the mail. But we need submissions for alcohol and quarantine. Also, there's some other topics on there that you might be interested in. Just head to streetfightradio.com. At the top, there's a link that says zine submission. You click on it. It's going to tell you your DPIs. It's going to tell you your inches. It's going to tell you your formats, how to get everything done and submitted to Street Fight Radio to be a part of the zine. We usually we'll pay you too. We pay working artists and people. So if you're a writer or artist and you want to get published or do something for fun that, you can't do anywhere else, give us a shout. Pitch us. We'd love to hear from you. Streetfightradio.com. Zine submission when you get there. How's it going, Brian?
I'm okay. I tried to get us ghost pepper donuts. This second week in a row, I failed at that.
The ghost pepper donuts. Okay. These are...
Dunkin.
Famously advertised all over social media.
But they famously, well, maybe not so famously, never have them.
Okay.
I went to Dunkin today to get some. I go there every day anyway to get coffee.
Yeah.
And I went in there. I had a free coffee today, too. I could spend no money today.
Could spend zero.
I could spend $0 fucking dollars today, right?
Okay.
And I got my free coffee, and I was like, I'll get 3 ghost pepper donuts, one for me, one for Brett, one for Jason. And I put them in a little order, and it was $3.45 with the free coffee. And I got in there, and my coffee was there, and I was like, where's my donuts? And they were like, well, we got 3 donuts left.
Like types or total?
3 donuts.
Just 3.
Just 3. And they told me what the 3 donuts were. There was a really long line, too. That was the other thing. There was a line all the way back to the door, and I was like, you're in some shit, man. You guys out of donuts. This is Dunkin' Donuts.
You know why people are in the line, right?
They should have called it something. They should have changed the name. Like, Radio Shack didn't change the... They went to the Shack when they stopped only selling radios.
Yeah.
Because they were just a radio store. And now they weren't a radio store. Now they're nothing anymore at all. We don't need it. But they didn't have none.
The Dunk, maybe?
The Dunk or the Nuts. Whatever. Either one. The Dough. Anything that's not donuts.
Just
if you only got 3 donuts.
Nothing to suggest that you have donuts readily available.
Yeah. They let me order them. So I was like, can I get... They were like, what do you want? You want these 3 donuts we have? Which is a weird question because, like, no. I don't. I'm not going to fucking eat 3 donuts while I'm out taking a walk, Like,
well, they can't make that.
Right, I understand.
So when you showed up, was there a name on your order? Like, was it like Brian's ready to go?
Yeah, Brian Q. It always says Brian Q. And there's a coffee. There's a large cold brew sitting there,
but no donuts.
No donuts this time. I think they saw Brian Q. And they were like, "Oh, that's the coffee guy. We just get his coffee. We'll put it there. We'll go away. No donuts." I asked for the donuts. I was like, hey, I got 3 of them ghost pepper donuts. She's like, let me get those for you. And she's like, we got 3 donuts left. We got 2 apple ciders and a glazed. Okay. And I said, okay. She's like, you want those? And I said, no, I want the refund. And of course, they can't give you the refund if you order it on the app.
Yeah.
The app seemingly disconnected from the further business of Dunkin'. The Dunkin' Donuts app totally disconnected from the business of Dunkin' Donuts, apparently.
That's been for a long time. Like, even when the online shopping started, I remember, like, the big stores, even Target was like, we're not affiliated with Target.com, actually. You're like, oh.
Pointless,
okay, I'm fucked.
Man.
Yeah, so... that's something, you don't hear on other podcasts. A lot of other podcasts I listen to, they're like, we love Dunkin'. They deliver every time. Dunkin' makes America go round.
Well, I like Dunkin'.
Dunkin' will not fill your order.
Yeah.
And they'll take your fucking money and give you no donuts.
No, that's perfectly fucking fine with me.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
So did you get your money back? What do you got to do?
No. I went to the virtual assistant.
Oh, no.
Which is just the computer algorithm,
right?
And
I'm Sandy. I live nearby, and I love your local metro parts.
No, it was virtual, so they don't even go through the whole naming.
Oh, they didn't even put the name.
No, there's no name. It's a computer.
You're talking to computer code. You're playing a game right now. You're playing a computer game to get a refund.
Yeah, they gave me 200 loyalty points, which is
okay.
Whatever. I mean, if I didn't go there every day, I'd be hopping mad about it. But I'll be there tomorrow. I just get the free coffee. I made 50 cents out of the deal. It was $3.45. They gave me 200 loyalty points. The drink is $3.95. So, you know, I made 50 cents out of the deal. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not mad about it, but I'm never going to think that I can get those ghost pepper donuts. Apparently, they're like Tickle Me Elmos back in 1994. You know, I don't know the last big toy.
Yeah, that was the biggest.
I saw a toy commercial today.
Ooh, from
It's
what
been
one?
so long. So I was watching. So before I got here, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit cold. I've just been out walking all day. I was like, I'm gonna sit with the wife and kid. We're gonna sit and watch TV. Watching the rebooted Overboard, the remake of Overboard, where it's the other way around. Right?
What's Overboard?
Overboard's a movie with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, where Goldie
They
Hawn
remade that already?
Yeah, they remade it. Where Goldie Hawn falls over the side of a boat, and then Kurt Russell's like, "Hey, you're my wife," and it makes her like clean and stuff like that, and then they fall in love or whatever. I was watching the one with Anna Paquin and a Latin guy. He actually was the rich guy, and then he fell into the water, and then she's like, "You're my husband," and I missed the whole thing. I didn't get I missed the end. I don't know how it turned out, but there were commercials.
Eugenio Derbez.
Yeah, there were commercials going on.
Anna Faris, not Anna Paquin.
Anna Faris, yeah. There were commercials going on during it, which is weird. I know it's weird. My wife loves to watch movies with commercials.
She uses
We're watching TBS.
YouTube TV movies.
Yeah,
I love them too.
Yeah, we were watching the commercials, and there was a Joe Biden one. I don't even know if it was Joe Biden. It might have been a political action committee. And it was like a doctor opens it up, and he was like, you know, excuse my language, but this is a fucking disaster. They bleep him. Beep. So it's like it could be a shit show or anything like that, but I think this is a fucking disaster. And then this woman's like, we got to stop pussyfooting around. And it's like, whoa, guys. They're like, you know, the doctors are cursing. We got to cure this pandemic now.
Is it showing pictures of the doctors or just pictures of like medical charts? Or
no, it's the doctors are sitting there in their scrubs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
No mask, by the way. I was like, you could have worn a mask, I think, but you know, whatever.
They want to get the emotion in there.
Yeah. They're cursing. You want to see their mouth move when they're cursing.
Oh, he said fuck. Oh,
man, we got to do.
Doctor's mad.
Yeah. So that, and then there was a commercial for a toy, and I was like, man, I don't think I've seen a commercial for a toy in fucking 10 years. Probably.
I try to keep my daughter away from them. I try to keep myself away from them because I see them and I'm like, start elbowing her. Like, wouldn't that look fun? Doesn't that look a good idea?
This was a Thomas the Tank Engine toy, and it was airing during Overboard, which I was like, I don't know who the target audience, who's going to get turned on to this.
Young moms watching cable TV, I guess.
Yeah, there's no 4-year-old watching the remake of Overboard.
No. You're going for grandmas and moms, I guess.
It wasn't a very good movie. I gotta tell you.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
I expected, they put so much care into that kind of stuff.
It's the most of a really bad movie that I would never watch that I've seen in a number since cable.
That sounds
so long.
Nice to me.
Yeah.
Those cable movies are so low effort. You're like, it's on, it's playing. What am I gonna? You don't have to do anything. It's like Netflix autoplay, but it's gonna be so uninteresting and so low stakes that like you can go fix a sandwich while it's on. There's breaks to go pee and stuff. That sounds like such a comfortable experience where I'm like forcing myself to watch like critically acclaimed movies and doing like the Clockwork Orange toothpicks on the eyeballs to be like, you need to focus on this. This is an incredible piece of art.
I've watched nothing but junk this weekend. I mean, I watched Borat on Friday, which is good actually. I enjoyed that.
So I've heard.
But then Saturday I watched Ocean's 11.
Oh, that's fucking
which
great.
I'd never seen before.
Really?
Never seen it. Brad Pitt eats in every scene in that movie that he's in, and I'm like, maybe that'll be my thing on the TV show for acting. It's just like you fucking flash to me, I'm eating a cheeseburger. Because that's what he's doing. He's just eating fucking nachos in one scene. He's just sitting there and he's like, we got to figure out how to steal this money. And he's eating nachos, or he's like chewing gum, or like the guy is eating.
He's got fast metabolism.
I like it though. I like that he's eating. There's something so cool about a guy that just won't stop
Hungry.
eating.
He got hungry
He's like
guy.
a handsome guy that's just like
Hungry.
It is funny though, man. When I was coming up, that
Makes you want to
movie,
feed him.
that movie was like horny for women. You know what I mean? They were like, "Oof, this is a movie full of hunks."
Yeah.
You know. And Gwen just looks at them like grandpas, man. She don't know any of their names. She, you know, she fucking. It was so funny. She kept getting Matt Damon and Brad Pitt mixed up like they looked the same. And I was just like, God damn, the world's passed me by because those two guys are totally different guys. You know, Brad Pitt never had a real action franchise. Meanwhile, Matt Damon, Born Identity.
Jason Bourne.
You know, so there's that.
True.
So we got these grenades.
Oh, yes. Instead of, because we got let down by the Ghost Pepper Donut at the Dunk, I got advertised this. People, like, you know, they pop in this thing in their mouth. They're like, oh my God.
No way.
There's lots of freaking out, you know, but everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. So I don't want to do it. This isn't an advertisement form. I did pay for this.
It's
but these
gum.
It's gum. It all has a blast factor. So this is, I don't know where you want to start at, or if you just want to go all the way.
It's just a blast factor. They all have a 10 blast factor.
No, this is a 9. That's a 6.
No, this is a 10 here. This
the orange.
Orange one's a 10. I'm just gonna pop a 10.
This is the pineapple orange pal.
Yeah.
So go ahead and.
I mean, if this has like a fucking habanero in it, then it might get me. But
it's spicy gum. It's the spiciest gum in existence.
Oh, it's minty.
Yes.
Nope.
All right. It's like a gum ball.
I could chew this all my life.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
It's super intense, but this is like some strong ass gum. Gum is terrible for the radio though, because all you hear is like squishing. Sounds like we're rubbing naughty bits.
No. They don't work.
It's okay.
I mean, it tastes fine. It just isn't like a thing. It's like the worst part about it is they mixed orange with mint. That was the issue.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude. That's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah, it does taste like brushing your teeth with orange juice a little bit.
Yeah. That's all it is. It doesn't hurt. That was a blast factor of 10 is nothing to me. Nothing. Maybe I should get the blast factor of 20. I would keep it in my mouth if I wasn't doing a podcast.
Yeah, I mean they gotta go the pepper route where people literally like do bodily harm. They gotta really screw with people. Get chemical burns on people's tongues going. Start there and work backwards. Burn off someone's tongue and then work backwards.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Ascorbic acid or something.
Yeah, something gross, something that hurts.
I feel like a fresh mountain breeze is just coming out of my mouth.
Boy, that
probably kills
bullshit.
COVID. I bet it kills COVID.
I need a blast factor of 250 if
now
that
talking.
was a 10.
Hey, they're just opening up the market, so I'm sure that, you know, if they do the right thing, like hot sauce, and they go, they'll get us to be laying on the floor, convulsing and shaking with how cold their gum is.
This makes me worried about
gum.
the Zoomers. If they're panicking and stuff after eating this, that just kind of maybe it's cigarettes, like got rid of my taste buds or something. I don't fucking know, but that kind of felt like okay.
Yeah, to kids that like my daughter, you know, she's, you know, steak sauce is a little tangy for her, you know, too much, a little extreme.
It's kind of like eating Vicks.
Yeah, it's kind of like munching on a Vicks.
It did ruin my mouth for my Gatorade though, which is an issue.
Well, it'll be back someday.
Well,
you ready to take these calls?
That was a letdown.
Sorry.
Fuck you, grenades.
Grenade gum.
No, it's not your fault. It's grenades.
I'm gonna eat this grenade gum though. I do like it.
Yeah, I'll probably chew this piece later on.
I can't chew it on the air.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to chew while I was recording, but you know, I wanted to chew it enough to know if it was really going to bother me. I figured I needed to chew it for like 10 secs.
I wanted it to feel like a 9-volt battery was on my tongue. That's what I was hoping for, that level of like intensity.
Like I said, I didn't think there was an intensity factor to mint that could get me. I loved Altoids, and I figure that's about as minty as it can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get too minty. There's not a Scoville scale of mintiness.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, they haven't found it. Grenades has not found it. So that was a letdown, Grenades.
All right. You're
Do
ready
better.
to get the calls? Let's get it back together. I think we can bring this thing back around.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hi, this is Colette Shade.
Hi,
Hey,
Colette. How
how's
are
it
you?
going?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well here in Baltimore. It's, late night on a Sunday night. How are you all?
I'm okay. It's early night for me on a Sunday night. I still have to work an hour and a half. So, or 2.5. Sorry.
We love Baltimore. It's the best one of the best cities in the world. It's definitely like a Columbus, very under the radar, but an amazing place to be.
Yeah, similar. I think the sort of cultural, I think a lot of cultural elements are very similar.
Yeah, and Maryland has a whole bunch of hillbillies too, which people think it's just something odd, but there's a whole bunch of hillbillies in Maryland.
I don't know if I'm allowed to acknowledge that, but I've met people who self-identify that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think you won't get in trouble for that.
I mean, I live in the city, and
I'm the wrong kind of white person.
Okay.
yeah, I live in the city, and I'm a hillbilly, so you can be a hillbilly. I mean, Baltimore is the reason I would call it hillbilly place is because there's so much jaywalking there. They just jaywalk there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible when I was there. What was that?
There is a lot of jaywalking. But the thing that I wanted to say is that actually there's a huge proportion of people who are descended from internal migrants from West Virginia, from central Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And I think some of them self-identify as hillbillies.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah. The jaywalking is also very that they said that was a cultural thing when we were there. People told us that no, we jaywalk
Really?
here. We just cross when we want to. Yeah. I didn't believe it, but then I was downtown and I was like, yeah, we're all
really
just
do.
jaywalking down here, man. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love crossing the street when you want to cross the street, man.
Yeah.
That's the anarchist in me. Just shoot right across the street. I'm not going to sit there. My wife saw a guy on a bike run a red light recently at night, late at night, nobody out, and got pulled over by the police and cited for running a red light. And I was just like, this has to stop. I don't know why I'm burdening you with this, Colette.
No, but the real problem is, I'm very anti-car. I have a car because I have to have a car, but I would really like to someday live somewhere where I can get by without one for the most part.
I'm with you.
Absolutely.
I want to too, really. But I don't drive very much, but my car's been shitting the bed for the past year. Well, actually, it's fine. My wife keeps telling me to get a tune-up, and I keep telling her that cars don't do that anymore. But then she keeps telling me that they do. And then she says, get an oil change. And I'm like, well, I just got an oil change. She just...
Yeah, I do need to get a car tune-up. I'm not a car expert, but I would definitely follow up on that.
I don't think they do.
I definitely thought...
Oh, they do. They still give out coupons for it.
Yeah, my car every year or so.
Yeah, I guess I don't. So I should look into that. My car's running fine. My wife always thinks the car's fucked up. Since the day we got together, she's thought every car we've ever had was fucked up. And part of me thinks that's because every car we've ever had was fucked up. But this car, she's like, it's not shifting right. And I'm like, it has a brand new transmission in it. It's shifting right. I promise you. It's new. It's acting like it was before. Everything's new.
Yeah.
That whole system there that you're worried about, all new stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing more to check.
We don't have to worry about that right now. Let's just chill. It's driving perfectly fine for me. She's like, when I'm in it alone, it sounds crazy. And I'm like, all right.
I feel like Street fight is now turning into car talk.
It is.
We are. We're gonna add another podcast for that.
It's just my car has gone
You're
so
both gonna have,
crummy.
like severe Boston accents.
Yeah. I mean, my car just shit the bed this summer, and it's like, it's one of those things where, like, we talk about being broke because I was broke for so long that I just fucking can't get out of that mindset, and I can't get out of the bad car mindset. Once the bad car mindset creeps back into your life, I've had a new car since 2009. I haven't had many breakdowns or anything since 2009. That's 11 years. And then when it happens, you you immediately go back to the person you were 10 years ago when you decided I will only have new cars.
Yeah. This is an interesting segue. This is an interesting segue for what I wanted to talk about, which is how economics and material conditions affect our mental health.
Yeah, you recently had an article that came out about it that was really good.
Thank you. I did. So basically, I had this article that I'm sort of going around different places and plugging now because people are a lot more interested than I expected. Basically, I had this article talking about how mental health, the way we understand it, is talked about as being an issue of only chemical imbalance. And mental health is a chemical issue, but so is everything. And I'm trying to get people to look beyond that and think about what's causing that chemical change to begin with.
Yeah, it seems...
I agree. And I just sorry to cut you off, but the material conditions of like my household growing up were very traumatic for me and were very aggressive and loud and violent. And come to understand that growing up and when I got older and having to hold down a household of my own, that the type of pressure that my parents were under, being two non-college graduates with just, regular old jobs, that type of stress makes you incredibly lost, hopeless, angry, mentally ill, all of those things. And I've been that way. When I don't have money, when I don't have access to things, it's very easy or when I don't have security, not access even, just security. It's very easy for me to become angry, violent, upset, and mad at the world and hateful. And then now that, Street Fight is doing well and we found our place, I'm now spending lots of money to like explore my feelings and things like that. And it's all related to the amount of money that I have.
Yep. Yeah. And I hope that you've been able to find a therapist who is kind of interested in these broader questions of how we're all these humans moving through this society with these economic and social factors.
Yeah, I've had two now, and I've done good with both of them each time. I mean, I thought they're both pretty helpful. There was the one that I ended up not liking, but for the most part, I feel like I've got a lot out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, it does feel like mental health discussions are divorced from like economic discussions, which is very weird because, mine is so tied to economics. Like all of the trouble I have, everything I'm working on in my therapy is like, not everything, but a lot of it is like tied around periods of time in my life where I was doing much worse than I am now. Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff going on too, but like a lot of it, even that is like, I have a lot of trouble relating to my parents. Like I don't talk to them anymore and it's probably because they both worked. Like they didn't have time to take care of 5 kids. So like, it's just kind of this thing where like the economy has dictated my the economy has dictated my mental health for like my whole entire life. And a lot of my anxiety comes down to like feeling abandoned and then also feeling underwater. The entirety of the first 18 years of my adult life, I just felt underwater. I mean, I'm kind of above it now, but also once you get above it, you do feel like it can be taken away from you at any fucking time too. It's not like
That's right.
I feel safe,
I mean,
you know?
The thing is, yeah, I mean, poverty changes your brain. And so I think there's this attitude that, oh, well, you know, we can all just get through it. If we're experiencing poverty, we can just get through it. And maybe we get out of it, it makes us stronger. And that's actually not really true. It actually can kind of permanently traumatize us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I've fully realized that I don't think there's an amount of money for me. And I know that even sounds crazy because it's like $20 million, of course, but I don't think that I have the potential for $20 million. Like, I don't even know that there is an amount of money for me to feel secure because of all the time I've been insecure about this kind of thing. And you know, the worst part about it is like a lot of people grew up way worse than I did. You know, I didn't grow up poor. You know, I grew up in a house in a middle class neighborhood where we had like a pool and a hot tub, and I had clothes and shit. I mean, it was an above ground pool, so the hillbilly version of a pool.
Right.
But we had
more basic needs than that.
We did.
You were still anxious because there's still this fear.
Well, both of my parents had to work to get all of that stuff too. You know, they weren't around very much. They both were working to get all of that stuff and feed 5 kids. And when I got out of the house, I hadn't learned or developed any of the abilities to handle money or to even know how to get a job necessarily. You know, you're kind of thrown out into the world. I mean, if you go to college, you do have that buffer time and they usually have career services. But if you don't go to college, you sort of just get thrown out in the world and they say, figure out a job that'll pay you enough to live on your own. You know?
Which is not that easy.
No,
not at all.
All the jobs that'll hire you when you get out of high school are jobs that they say you shouldn't be trying to make a living from.
Right.
You know? It's kind of a luck thing. You have to know people. That's the other thing. You become upper middle class. And then you have to, if you're born and you grow up upper middle class, then you have this shot where it's like an upper middle class person might know some other upper middle class people who will get them a fucking upper middle class job. And then they get to just kind of sail into that. And I'm not saying that that's like an easy life, because obviously you got to work your way up once you get that upper middle class job. You can't just like let off the gas. Right. It's usually like a corporate job where you have to kind of do the stuff. But like to just even know that like they're basically, if you're underneath rich, that it's like nothing's fucking guaranteed for anybody. We all even out. A lot of us under parents that make under like $1 million, we all just sort of even out at 18 a lot of times and are fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up upper middle class, and I'm still pretty anxious about whether my career and financial situation is going to pan out. And I just think wow, what if we created a society where people just didn't have to worry about that?
Yeah,
because we could. And so much of people's anxieties and a lot of anxiety and depression, but other things too. A lot of other mental health outcomes are worsened by inequality. There's this book that I always bring up called The Inner Level by 2 British epidemiologists named Richard Wilkinson and Kate Pickett, and they crunched all these numbers, and what they found was that across the board, from rich to poor, people's mental health is better in more equal societies. Even the rich have a lot of mental health problems in highly unequal societies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
and what I'm trying.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I was going to cut you off there.
Oh,
rude.
Oh no, it's fine. I think there might be a bit of a lag or something, but yeah, I think what I'm really trying to argue is that when we talk about mental health and when we talk about how to improve mental health, we should be looking beyond just how do we make sure more people can get therapy, which is important because there are like 8 months to a year-long wait lists to even get care. So,
right.
And, there are issues like we don't have Medicare for all, and so a lot of people don't have health insurance, or their health insurance doesn't cover mental health services or the services they need or whatever. So that's its own thing. That's a problem. But even beyond that, I'm trying to move the discussion so that we talk about, when we talk about something like, okay, reducing the work week, or really, really raising the minimum wage, democratizing workplaces, things like that, taxing wealth. These are talked about as mental health intervention.
Right. Yeah, that's that's like today that Chuck Schumer thing is going around where he's like,
yeah, the Chuck Schumer thing. Thank you for bringing it up, because I was actually about to bring it up. Thank you for beating me to it.
Go ahead, tell him what happened.
So Chuck Schumer tweeted about I don't have the quote here with me, but basically he tweeted about a veteran who committed suicide because he was underwater on his mortgage payment. And what Schumer said was, and that's why I am passing legislation to deal with the issue of suicide.
Yeah. It was a really just a huge disconnect. It's hard to believe that. It's just incredible to think that you look at that and think that's the issue, that's the solution. Like you can legislate it out of them. Brian's got it.
Let me suggest this though.
Oh.
What if they made suicide illegal?
Yeah, that would work.
That's something that maybe Chuck Schumer should look into. Probably. Then you'll stop that from happening. It's really...
that really worked with the opioid epidemic. That really stopped people from taking drugs by making them all illegal.
It's really a fucking bummer to think about. Like, we know what the fucking solution to this stuff is. It's money.
Yeah.
Give us money.
Yeah.
But they don't ever, like, that is the thing that they don't want to bring up is money. It's my foot, Brett.
Yep. There's a study that found that raising the minimum wage is correlated with a lower suicide rate.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I think that, if people could just have one job that they worked and that was enough, and they had the extra time to have, a more rich, more fulfilling life. I saw
exactly.
Someone was passing around some stupid tweet that someone wrote, like, a man that goes to work for 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, just needs some cuddles, a rub on the back, and a hot meal when he gets home. And it's like, no, that is someone that is like avoiding having a life. Like, there's people at home you're supposed to be building relationships with. You being at work is not building any sort of familiar bonds with your children and your wife. And we support guys, and the masculine thing to do is just work all the fucking time so that you don't have to go home if you hate your life. And we don't talk about that kind of stuff and how it relates to the type of culture that we live in. I don't know.
I just was in the car today listening to the radio before Bluetooth kicks in, And there was a commercial about the pandemic, and the guy's like,
this pandemic has taken away our routines, our good times, our holidays, our work. And I'm like, nobody's complaining about the work part. Like, if they give you money, like if they would give us the money, then we wouldn't ever complain about that work thing. Nobody likes doing that. They're making us do it.
Yeah.
But it is like, yeah. They say stuff like nobody that works 2 jobs should be fucking in poverty, and it's like nobody that works one job.
Poverty. You have to work a job.
Nobody that works more than 4 hours a day should be in poverty.
Yeah. Or how about just no one should be in poverty? Like, there are all kinds of reasons why people, A, can't do work, and B, their work is not valued or undervalued. Like, I've been a writer for some time, and I'm now going to school to become a therapist. And a big reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted a more reliable and professional job.
Yeah.
And I was really tired of trying to make things happen as a writer because creative labor just isn't valued in our society.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean contemporary society. I mean the U.S. in particular, because there are in other countries, France, for instance, I have a friend who got his master's degree in Paris, and he was telling me that there, basically all of the news outlets are subsidized by the government.
Uh-huh. So people can have
their huge
jobs, living wages.
Yeah, can have jobs. Yeah, doing socially useful labor. And I don't know tons and tons about it, but basically there are a lot more art subsidies in even places like Britain and Canada. And we used to do a lot of subsidizing of the arts in the 1930s and 40s, even into the 70s. I remember reading a New York Times article a year or two ago about during the 1970s, there's a program that just gave some out-of-work documentarian a camera in New York to just go nuts and shoot whatever he wanted to shoot in New York.
Jesus.
Larry David of Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld. Larry David lived in subsidized housing for artists in the early 1980s in New York City.
Yeah, I mean we
used to do that.
I know, but the Republicans got so much power with, that like talk radio shit that they have that talked about how like we're subsidizing artists to do art. And it's like, yeah, no shit. You want art, don't you? Like, is it like, do you think, where do you think it comes from? I mean, that's true. Nobody wants to pay for art. That's the fucking real problem, is that nobody wants to pay for it. And it would be nice. It would be nice if we started subsidizing this kind of thing.
Yeah, my dude Wavy, we just got those shirts in, and I've talked to him, man. He does like fine art, like on canvas and stuff, and that's just something. It's like if you spend a whole week on it, like how much is a week's wages worth to you? And like what are people? Yeah. People aren't willing to pay more than $25.
Yeah,
for a piece of art.
Yeah,
and no one has the money.
It's also that people just don't. No one has the money. That's the other big thing. Like, if I had the money to buy all my friends' art, I would have a lot more art.
Right. That's true. That's also true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more to it than simply, having trauma or having some sort of chemical imbalance. There's a way to orchestrate the world so that we can lower the amount of that showing up.
I just don't even know. I truly think, like, who knows where my brain, like, whether I would have figured out another reason to be. And now I'm not calling people that have mental illness a freak. I would have never been a freak had I not had, had it not been capitalism, but it sort of feels like every one of my mental illnesses, all of my anxieties and insecurities do originate with basically work and poverty. And like you got
a healthy parents issues.
Right, but that's probably because they were both working. True. And they were too tired. They had 5 fucking kids, man, and they were fucking tired and they were working. That's not me forgiving them because, you know, I do still go nuts with them. I still do hold a grudge, but I mean, you know, part of it is that they just didn't fucking have time for kids anyway. You know what I mean? They didn't have no time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there isn't time.
Right. I think that our relationships, one of my other arguments is that our relationships would improve because having a good relationship, being a good parent, being a good partner, being a good friend or neighbor, all of that takes time. All of that's labor. And again, to go back to this issue of labor, we don't pay people for, oh, you're a good friend. You brought soup to your friend when she was sick. We don't pay for that. So people aren't making enough money at their jobs and to be able to have the sufficient time to really focus on these relationships that are really what make us happy or really what give our life meaning.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Me and my wife were just talking about it. We're doing a Halloween party this Saturday, and just like, woof, it's really a lot of money to have a party. You know, to have, like, we're gonna have 12 people over, and
canceled.
It's going to be. Is it?
I mean, I'll be here. So if you are canceled, then I'm canceled.
But just like to the amount of food to feed those people, like you want to be able to provide. Like I don't care about having people chip in. I want to make a whole spread and have people come over and provide all that stuff. But it requires an incredible amount of money and labor and time.
Oh yeah, no, parties are expensive. If you're not doing a potluck, parties are super expensive.
Yeah.
Well, Colette, we got to get going.
It's such a joy. Yeah, me too. It's bedtime for me.
Sorry. You were great. You were wonderful. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, call in anytime, Colette. That was fun.
Thanks so much. All right. Night.
Where can we find your stuff, though?
Yeah, where can we find your stuff? We got to find your stuff.
Yeah, sorry. So I am on Twitter at Ms. Shade, MSSHADE. That's just my name. And then I write for different places. So the New Republic, the Baffler, Jacobin. I'm working on a piece in The Nation about mental health awareness campaigns. And my next New Republic piece, which is going to come out after the election, is about labor in the workplace and mental health.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. And that new one that's out is, what's the title of it? Self-help.
I think it's called Self-Help Hacks at the End of the World.
That's the one to look for if you want to read the most current article. Thank you, Colette. We really appreciate it. Call back.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Peace.
Night.
All right. Good call.
Brett, you said something in that I wanna compliment you for.
What's that?
A lot of people don't give compliments for this sort of thing. Throwing a non-potluck party is the correct way to throw a party, and I've always felt that way when I throw parties.
You have to be thorough. You have to do the whole thing.
Yeah. Other people didn't ask. Here's the thing: when I throw a party, right? It's not like it's not like you came to me and said, "Hey, Brian, throw a party."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
is one of those things where it's like when somebody throws a party and they were like, "You got to bring all your own shit." It's probably a budgetary concern, but it is also like, the way I think about it, it's like, I didn't fucking ask you to throw a party. You know what I mean? I would have sat at home and watched Ocean's 12.
Yeah, I don't.
You know,
I don't want to make my best fucking vegetable dip right now.
But I've always felt that way too. I always wanted to even supply the alcohol, but that's like a little too difficult to do because first of all, everybody brings their own fucking alcohol anyway. Yeah, with us, our friends are all like, "Well, what if there's not enough?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of our friends. Fucking bring a 24 pack because they're like, somebody's gonna try and drink some of these beers. I need all 24.
Right. Yeah. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is on the line. Thanks for calling. Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
What's up? I'm Kaylee. I'm from Montana.
Hey, Kaylee, how's it going?
What's up?
It's going good. I'm the one I sent in the picture of me with the sign that says "Stop shitting in here."
What? Okay. Is that at your job?
So that's at my job. I'm a traveling whiskey saleswoman in Butte, Montana.
Living the dream.
So it gets a little wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys been to Butte?
No, I want to go to Montana. Here's the thing. Another stimulus comes in and Montana's on the board, right? That's the thing. Another stimulus comes, me and my wife are like Montana or Portland, Maine. One of those places where there's nobody.
Well, you know what? You know what you should do is because we have this whole little Sochi writers retreat up in Columbia Falls, which is like right next to Glacier, and you guys could totally come. It's super fun.
Really?
Sounds like a heady time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if my wife would be into a writer's retreat. She doesn't
riding on what? Motorcycles?
Writer.
Well, no, I mean, it's not really, I don't write for shit. I just go up there and, we have a bunch of, because I'm an alcohol saleswoman. So, drinking a lot. One time I'm trying to think of all the weird shit we've done. It's been wild, but
why is Henry David Thoreau
speaking for my friend.
You just like drink and write and make stories,
Oh.
make grand excursions happen.
Do ketamine. I'll bring some ketamine up there.
I'll tell you, I've been to the retreat like 3 times, and I don't think I've ever written anything. But we just call it the writers' retreat.
I mean, I have to write,
fun.
so I would like to go to a place. I mean, if I go on a trip, I'm writing.
Riders. I'm thinking like
Riders
like
on the storm, right? Like that.
Bike riders, motorcycle riders, ATV riders.
I gotta ask you.
Horse riders.
Horse riders, yes.
Yeah. Where were people shitting, if I may ask that question?
So it was technically a bathroom, but, and I hate saying but after that, but the bathroom is right next to the lab in the distillery and also next to all of the stills.
Yeah.
So people would come in for distillery tours, and it would reek of human feces in there. And they essentially had to, I think they sent out an email at one point that was like, please stop shitting in this specific bathroom. You can pee, it's fine, but absolutely no number 2 action.
That is such an odd sign to make. It's like, it sounds like something you'd have to tell to a 3-year-old. Listen, you can pee here, but you can't poop here. That's the big fucking deal.
Honestly, it's like right next to the tasting room too. So whenever they do mashes, which is when they bring all the grain in, I don't know how much you guys know about whiskey, but they bring all the grain in and then they like fly it through a tube. I don't really know that much either. I just sell it. But they fly it through a tube and then it goes into a big thing and then they mix it with other things and it smells like, not like baking bread, like the worst version of baking bread there is.
Ooh, yeah.
Where it's like just
the musty stuff,
like mashed up grain with hot water.
Yeah, like yeast.
And it smells like that anyways. But I think the poop part was really just a terrible addition.
Yeah, that sucks to put the bathroom there. I mean, people don't ever think about where they're putting the shitter is the problem.
Yeah, I would say that you got to get a ventilation system going. I actually have a no poo poo bathroom in my house over here because this one over here has no ventilation at all, and it's. I also think that I feel it's a shame on me that I need to get a proper ventilation system.
Well, they should. Well,
you know what the thing is sorry.
I just think possibly a urinal in there, but I guess women can't use a urinal. That's a problem.
Use the little
women can use urinals.
Cardboard cups. They have those little cardboard.
Put those little
things in there. Put the thing where they can pee in a bottle. You know what I'm talking about at the festivals?
Yes, a shiwi.
A
Yes,
funnel.
a shiwi,
funnel, yeah. A
shiwi.
shiwi. You could put a stack of shiwis in there and put a urinal in there, and then nobody can crap in there. Now, the problem is that bathrooms opened up to customers, which means customers are idiots, and they will crap in a urinal, too.
yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess you got to crap in the urinal at this
anywhere.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of beer, poop.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like people are probably getting drunk when they're doing the tours, right?
Yes,
No,
absolutely.
never.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're there for, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're getting drunk when they do the tours and they're just not making good decisions. Plus, there's a bathroom right next to the things. You're going to use that bathroom for sure.
Well, you should be allowed.
Yeah.
People have to do this stuff.
What are you
I
gonna
saw
do?
a damn app. There's an app called Whiz that's for gig workers so that they can find free public restrooms while they're out driving around. You know, it's like this stuff has to be more readily available.
Yeah, the thing is...
Well,
It
so here's
stinks
the
up
thing.
the whole joint.
Can I give you a thing about Butte?
Yeah.
So Butte is like, and this, you guys are gonna fucking love this. It's like, and this is why you should go. Nobody's ever heard of Butte, but it used to be like the largest city between Minneapolis and Seattle. So it had a population of like 100,000.
Tight.
And all the buildings are super old. So ventilation, I don't think they even thought about it back then. The
Right.
fact that the shitting would make a stench that was too powerful for, distillery visitors to overcome. But it certainly is an issue for us now.
Well, but back then, people liked the smell of doo-doo, too. Like, that's kind of the thing is, like,
More
they
accustomed
smelled
to it.
much worse smells all day that they were like, hey,
Yeah.
this one's not so bad. The doo-doo smell is like, they were sitting in their fucking trash all day. They were showering, like, once a month or something like that. And they weren't even showering. They were taking baths. And, like, whatever water
loved
they
the
could
smell of
find.
shit?
They
Yeah,
they didn't love it. They were just like, yeah,
This is what Brian learned
hey,
in high school.
this isn't too bad.
They were
You
just
know
like,
what I mean?
part of the human experience.
Yeah, now we've grown to be, kind of like, we don't like the smell of dookie because we have perfume and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what's funny is at my boxing gym, because I go box in Butte, because it's evidently a thing everybody does here. At my boxing gym, it's just for the ladies. It's like the pink gloves. I don't know if you
9
guys have
rounds?
heard of it. It's fucking tight.
9 rounds?
But it's, yeah, exactly. But they have, that stuff that they give you in bathrooms sometimes that's like, I don't know what it is, but you spray it in the toilet before you go take a shit. So
Poopery?
it smells fine. Yes.
We have that at my house, and to tell you the truth, I think I should have used it, right? Because I probably have the worst offender in my house, and I always forgot. It's just like you got to spray it before, which is like, come on.
Oh,
I'm not
is
thinking
that
that.
the thing?
Yeah, you got to spray it in the turlet before you use the turlet, and it's like you sit down and you'll be like, well, too late this time, and then. It was every time too late. So I didn't use the poopery. I use matches. Light a match, baby.
Matches the
We're
way
the match
to go.
house. Yeah, matches go.
Yeah, we need a couple of those.
Yeah, you
Wait,
guys
can
should
I
get
tell you guys
matches.
also my best, worst bat? What's that?
You guys should get matches.
And you can even do matches in a little like sailor's bottle with a cork on top of it, and they have like some tip that matches the whiskey casks or some shit. That's easy to class it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a cute thing.
Yeah, drop a batch, light a match.
Well,
I like it.
I also straight up live in like a hella haunted apartment, so I'm kind
cool.
of thinking that I need to burn it with sage, or I don't know, what do people do?
Sage usually is what negates most of that kind of stuff. It resets the energy of a place. But if someone's already in there, I mean, they've probably seen sage before. They're moved all the way in already if they made themselves known.
Well, it's not like a nasty spirit is the thing, for sure.
Okay.
And I don't even know that it's a spirit because I came in one day, or I had like gone to bed and my computer started playing, and I think it might have been because it just updated.
That is also a spirit, though. That's the spirit of Bill Gates, the vaccine man. You got to knock on wood 3 times, or he's going to make you get a vaccine.
Oh, no. No, I also, okay, wait, this is the spooky one, is I had, and actually this might also be on me, I had a little, I'm not Catholic, I went to Catholic school like once for like 6 months in Argentina, but I don't subscribe to the Catholic ideology, but I have this little, you know, I really like the visuals of saints. They're cute.
Yeah, I agree. I can't resist a nice Saints candle when it's on sale.
Yeah, exactly. So I had my little saint, I think it's John the Proctor, over my sink because I want people to think about Jesus in my bathroom for reasons that we like talked about previously. And the freaking, it was flimsily taped, which is where it comes down onto me. But I heard a thunk in the middle of the night and my John the Proctor thingy had fallen into my sink. Is that a bad sign?
I mean, it's probably an indication that things are going to change.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know what direction, but it sounds like the winds of change are in motion.
Okay, Brett is now a medium, so that's happening.
Well, that's wild because I've been on. I'm serious. I'm saying it again. You guys have to come to Butte because this place is like. The other thing is, I think that Butte as a whole is haunted by the 100,000 people plus who fucking died here. And so there are ghosts all over the place. And I know it's almost Halloween. Can I tell a ghost story?
Sure.
Sure.
And then I'll talk about my shitty bosses or whatever. But I went to this brothel that was haunted because I ended up on this, accidentally, I got on this freaking ghost tour, and it was a whole different thing. But the guy did this thing. Have you seen this in, like, Ghost Adventures or whatever, where they turn a flashlight and they try to talk to the ghost by being like, say yes and turn it on, or say no and turn it off? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So I went to this brothel, really old. The Ghost Adventure people actually went there because it's so haunted. And the entire tour, I was like, this is stupid. Like, I don't know, we're talking to child entities inside of the Millionaires Club, whatever, like weird stuff. But then we get to this brothel, and the guy is talking to, like, the ghost pimp, and he's like, John, tell me, are you angry that you're here? And the light would turn on. And then he would say, if you're okay with us being here, turn it off. And then, get this, he goes, John, do you see the cute woman sitting next to me? And mind you, I'm not that cute. And the light turns on. And this brothel has like 3 levels where it's like the bottom level is like not that great. And then the middle level, you have to pay a little bit more. And then the top level is like the hotties and the thotties who you have to pay like top dollar for.
Okay.
And he says, yeah,
you got to pay
good.
to play.
Just wait. And he goes, you see this? Exactly. You see this, this little hottie next to me. Would she have been in the top floor? And the light does not turn on. And he goes, would she have been on the middle floor? And the light does not turn on. And then he says, would she have been in the crib, which is where it was like 2 cents? And the light freaking turns on. And that's the story of the time a ghost pimp called me a 2-cent whore.
What the fuck?
That's not very nice.
What kind of a weird comedy act is that? Wow.
No, after that, straight up, I was like, this isn't real. But then I also went and explored the crib a little bit, and I felt really at home. So maybe he was right.
Well, I'm glad you're willing to hear but understand both sides of it. But yeah, immediately I don't know, that's a little suspect.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah,
it seems
I think
carny.
so. Here's the thing: is everybody's like, well, he had a freaking thing that he would turn the light on and off with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Clapper.
Only it was
And
like
so
It sounds like sounds
Yeah,
like
no.
a Las Vegas act to me for some reason. I can't imagine going on a haunted tour and having someone pull that bit on you.
being called a whore on a tour. Yeah, it's been really great, man. You know,
like an 8-year-old kid
Oh no!
on the tour with us, and he was like, this 8-year-old kid came because he wanted to see ghosts, and then the freaking ghost hunter was like, is this bitch like high class or low class? And I think the kid was like, where am I?
Yeah.
man, what a dumb carny. Carnies are supposed to fucking be like, hey, you know, who's this hot chick? And he's saying there's a hot girl in here who's also extremely intelligent.
Right.
And prone to giving big tips at the end of a tour. You know what I mean? I mean, if I was a carny, I would not be calling bad names.
No.
I think that might have been part of it, is I didn't pay for the ghost hunting tour. I just hopped on because I work for the distillery, and they start at the distillery. So he gets you drunk, and then he takes you on a tour where he says you talk to ghosts, which makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, he was mad at you.
Yeah.
What a bad carny though. He tanked a whole like situation just to get at one person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock them in the no shitting bathroom.
It was like a mad bird. It was a mad bird.
Well, I think that ghost was probably full of shit. I definitely wouldn't trust
fuck that ghost. I would whip that ghost's ass.
Yeah, fuck that ghost, dude. Fuck that ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Well, thanks for calling in, Kaylee. We got a whole queue going in here. It's jam packed, but we appreciate the call.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, have a good one, you guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Okay.
I won't.
All right, see ya. What? Oh my god.
What was that? What was? Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that was a good call. Call back. I'll move you to the front of the call queue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, someone jumped right in. They're ready to go. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey guys, it's Labor Lift.
What's up, Labor Lifts? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Okay. You know, I'm a little tired. I was watching a bad movie before I came in, so you know how it is. You get tired.
Ocean's 11 or a different movie?
No, Ocean's 11 was great. I had the best time watching that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent heist movie.
But no, it was Overboard. So not the best movie. I would say that even the people who made Overboard didn't think it was a very good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that one at all.
Yeah, it's for older people.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, you know. So, what's going on, Labor List? Well, how's it going this week?
Same old, same old. I figured I could use tonight to tell you guys about my first and worst job I ever had.
Okay. Let us. What was it? Where'd you work at?
So I worked for a company called World Inventory Services, or WIS, as an inventory associate.
WIF. That's
WIF.
Were you the person that goes in the store and like puts paper everywhere and counts stuff at like grocery stores?
That was me. Yeah, my crew mostly worked at dollar stores, though.
Okay. That's not fun.
Yeah.
When you got the little yellow slips on every aisle and we've got to count everything.
So this is the company pays a third party to come through and do this.
Yeah, I did inventory for Lowe's, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Victoria's Secret, Walmart, and Joann's Fabric.
How did the employees like you? Like, is that kind of a sticky situation when you roll in to do it, or are you just completely separate from them?
So they usually only had a skeleton crew because part of what was so shitty about the job is you'd have to wake up super fucking early and go to these stores usually before they even opened.
Yeah, yeah. And how long does it take to count everything in the store?
It depends on the store. Like I said, we mostly did dollar stores, and that could take usually around 6 hours or so with our crew of like 5, 6, maybe 7 people. But the time we did a super Walmart, they were bringing in everybody, and it took us 13 hours to count that whole place.
I'll bet the bosses were like so excited about the super Walmart. Like, holy shit, guys, we got a super Walmart.
We got a big gig.
Yeah. It's fucking all happening for us now.
They stuck me in the freezer section for that. I couldn't even feel my hands.
Yeah, I worked in the freezer section at Kroger when I worked there, and that is not good. That's not a good job at all. You wear gloves, but then I don't know. Like, I've never had a job where you wore the gloves. No.
Oh, you don't wear the gloves?
Well, I didn't even have gloves. I didn't think about it. They didn't tell me I was going to be in the freezers for hours.
Yeah, that would fuck your hands up. That probably fucked your hands up pretty bad because when I had to wear the gloves, I would wear the gloves for the first like hour and then be like, fuck this and take the gloves off. But also, this was a time in my life where I also wasn't a hat guy. So like I'm not a gloves guy now, although I was wearing my fingerless gloves today. Because I woke up and I was cold and I was like, oh, throw the fingerless gloves on today.
Yeah.
And so I wore those. And it's not, I don't know. Yeah, working in the freezer without gloves seems like, that seems like it should be an OSHA violation, to tell you the truth. I mean, your hands get
hurt, man, after a while. You're not cold, you're not numb, it just hurts.
It's fucking painful. It absolutely is, because I you know me. I've talked about this on the show with the hard hat shit. I just didn't even want to wear a hard hat when I knew wearing a hard hat was the smart move. I didn't want to like tie off at when I was on a roof. Like they would have these lines where you could like clip on, and then if you tumble over, if you trip and fall over the roof, it'll catch you. Didn't want to do that. I just never wanted to do anything that made me safe. So it was like, I like to wear gloves, and I'm like, fuck you, gloves, and then...
No, we don't know. That doesn't make any sense to anybody except for you.
Then like an hour later, I was like, can you give me those gloves? Never mind without the gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll do it with gloves.
Yeah.
But, frozen foods... You fucking go stand in a freezer and you load a cart with a bunch of cold stuff and then take it out and stick it into really cold freezers. It's the worst job, man.
You just gotta try not to touch it for very long.
Well, the thing is, it seems like such a basic job. You go in, you count everything, and when you're done, you go home. But the worst thing is any simple job like that, the good part is you can just let your mind wander and not really have to focus on it. But here you're going in at like 4 a.m. You're standing under those god-awful like fluorescent lights that make your eyes bug out, and you can't think because you're just counting.
Yeah.
For 6 straight hours, you're just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just makes you feel like you're going insane. I would start to feel like ill on the way there because it just made me feel like a crazy person.
Were you allowed to listen to music or anything like that?
Nope.
What?
I knew it. Dude, they don't... When you're in a store, dude, they don't want you listening. They don't want earbuds in your ears at all. They just don't... Even
if it's just for the other employees in the store, they're like, oh, it's got to look professional.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like, I remember when I worked at a call center when they were cracking down because of the dress code. It's like, nobody sees me.
Yeah.
They just want you to have clothes on, that look.
Yeah, the guy who had to go and open early because the inventory people are there doesn't give a shit if we're listening to music.
No, he would probably prefer you listen to music.
It's the managers who are usually there.
I did So I worked at a toy store as a kid, and we did inventory once a year, but we did it in-house. And I also would travel to other stores to do inventories for them because we were a pretty good crew. But then also when I worked at the warehouse, Abercrombie warehouse, we did those once a year, I think, and it would be over. They would make us work the whole fucking weekend. It would be like 2 long ass days, and we try to inventory the whole fucking warehouse. But it is exactly like you said. You can't do anything else. You can't really tell jokes or stories, or you're using your mental space to put stuff into an RF gun or whatever it is. Is that what you had?
Yeah. They kept track. They kept metrics on our like scans per minute and all that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's
the funny part though.
To do it every day is insane.
Since we were doing dollar stores every day, they would like haze whoever the new person was or whatever. Whoever the new guy was, it was their job to count the cigarette case, which, first of all, it is a little difficult. Some of those machines, a lot of them, you can just slide out a whole row and you can see everything, but the older ones don't. And you have to just peek in there and try and figure out how many cigarettes there are. If you're not a smoker, that smell gets to you. But the main thing is, in a whole dollar store, the cigarette case is the highest value single area. So if their inventory count comes up short, the manager comes after whoever counted the cigarette case. Every single time.
But also, that's also the most likely to be stolen internally. Like, that's the shit I would be moving out the door if I was a reckless employee that was on the way out the door. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. The manager is just going to go flip shit if their count doesn't turn up enough, like, in-store value. So I was just sitting there my first few weeks waiting for them to hire somebody else because I was just getting yelled at by managers whenever they didn't get the numbers they liked.
Really? Just asking you to do it again?
Oh, I don't think I'd go again. It was, what was it, like $7.58 an hour?
No, I mean, I
can find something else.
Were they asking you to count it again because it didn't match their numbers?
Oh, asking me to, I thought you were saying, would I do the job again?
Oh, no, who the fuck
absolutely
would?
Not.
No, yeah.
Sometimes we would have to do recounts. It was usually up to the supervisor. They would usually have a good idea of if somebody was new, what areas they were doing, and they might have miscounted it. Basically, they'd just send people out to sections that were likely to be counted badly, and we'd have to figure out where that money went.
Wow.
That sounds like it sucks. I gotta tell you. How'd you get how old were you when you started there?
It was a summer job when I was in college, so I was like 19, and I was only there for like 2-3 months.
Well, that was my first job. I was only at my first job for 3 months exactly. Mickey D's when I was 16. Lasted 3 whole months. And then quit because they had me working until 11 on a Friday.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, Labor Lives.
I quit because I was going on. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll let you guys get to the rest of the queue.
Yeah, we got a huge queue this week, but have a good evening. Really, thanks for calling.
Yeah, you guys take it easy.
Peace. Oh, it's me. I'm singing a song because it's Sunday night.
Kaylee, if you're listening to the show back to hear yourself, the chat liked your call.
Yeah, we got a bunch of calls tonight.
Yeah,
you know,
it's full.
That's why we're trying to be more pro here.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who the fuck are we talking to tonight?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, who are we talking to?
I guess I'm going to go pseudonymous. So it's John in California. I don't want to give my...
No problem at all. What's going on?
Not much. I just meaning to call in the last couple weeks, but I guess I wanted to talk about not really a job per se, but profession, legal profession, and like the training in law school and how shit it is, and how pretty much you should have no faith in any lawyer.
You know, it's funny. My brother is a lawyer, and he talked a lot about not wanting to go into practicing law because of the training and hazing sort of shit that goes on, having to eat shit. He was sort of like, he was 30 or so when he got out of school, and he's like, I'm a 30-year-old man. I'm not going to go get hazed by some people in a law office. Yeah, he was just like, I'm not going to go get hazed by some people in a law office so I can practice law.
He also had a professional job too. Yeah,
right.
He'd already had a decent job too.
Right. I'm just saying it's good that you called because I've heard about this stuff. I mean, he didn't tell me anything specific about what goes on. I know there's a lot of unpaid work though, right? Uh-oh.
Skelly Welly?
I think we got disconnected.
Did someone
there.
go Skelly?
Either we got disconnected. Do we have money?
Hey, I put money in.
You put money in?
No, I'm still here.
Hey,
gosh,
we got you.
The flesh melted from your butt.
I hit the mute button on accident.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Sounded like you turned into a skeleton.
So is it like a lot of unpaid work, or is it like what goes on?
I guess I would say the biggest thing is the people absolutely suck that do it. I should preface this by saying that I go to a pretty decent one of the top tier law schools. I don't want to say which tier, but basically a job that can land you that about 50% of the students come out making $200K a year, roughly.
Right.
Okay.
So I think like the average is like 150. So it's not cheap labor, but it's shitty labor, and you're working for the worst people in the world.
Yeah. Like what kind of law?
It's like you're not.
It's a great way to make a lot of money.
It is absolutely.
Oh, yeah, no.
But it's also a great way to work a fuckload of hours, right?
Yeah, not have a life.
Oh yeah. They in the big law firms, you're working 70, 80 hours a week, doing the shit work for the partners who are just like going out to lunch and having fun and getting equity in the company and stuff like that. And but yeah, you're just basically doing like doc review or writing memos for answers to questions they already know, and then you turn it in. And they're like, "Well, I already knew this," and it's like, "Then why the fuck did I do 80 hours of a week work?"
Yeah. It's almost like.
But
no, go ahead. I cut you off there. That was rude.
Oh no, I didn't have anything to say. So.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird because you're like, everybody wants to make good money. Everybody wants to make a bunch of fucking money doing something that they care about. But law school feels like a thing where people get in it and they get, past the point of no return with it. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Like, this doesn't seem like the thing for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people go into law school that they typically lean left, or even some leftists in my school, and they go in and the school just pushes you towards these giant law firms, and basically you can't turn down the money because you're like, I've got 6 figures of debt, and I can pay it off in a year's salary at these big firms. So you get into it, and then you're there for 3 years, and you're there for 4 years. It's like you can't go back to being like a lawyer for decent causes, for criminal defense or for activists, defending activists and stuff like that. You've represented all these giant developers or all these giant corporations like merging and that end up laying off thousands of jobs. And it's like that's what you've done, is you've navigated them how to basically screw over all these other workers. And it's like you've then I think a lot of people lie to themselves and they're like, well, I wasn't that liberal when I was younger. And it's like, no, you just got brainwashed.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that's That's the other thing that's weird. I wish there was a ripcord that you could pull in law school where they have to give you your money back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a thing where if you're in law school for a year and you're like, nope, they have to give you all your money back. I mean, universal free college is really the key to something like that. That is, we should have free college, but like they did, it seems like. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, like if you had free college, then you have like a level playing field where like the people that went into that didn't have debt that for like their undergrads that they're concerned about. And they're like, well, that $200K can help me pay off the 6 figures I've got from undergrad, and now I've got $200K from law school, and it's like I'm sitting at $300,000 debt. The only thing I can do is represent the people who have the money, which are all rich corporations and rich people and developers and all of that kind of stuff. And you're doing essentially evil work, though they wash their hands with the pro bono stuff, which amounts to, besides a few associates and partners, nothing that the firm does. They like to brag about it, but that's not what they're there for.
Yeah. They usually do have the pro bono work, but they're kind of like, you know, we do have to bring in a bunch of fucking money too, like to run this place to pay everybody. I mean, is there? Yeah. Did you ever? I mean, when you were there, was there an indication that like, well, I mean, you get into law school at a good school and it's like, you know, you can't just leave. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like once you get in, once you've gone through all the stuff to get in, you can't, it's impossible to kind of get out. You just have to like, you have to put your head down and go straight through until you get to the end of it, and then try to figure out what to do. I get it. I get it's got to be tough, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, I still want to practice law and I still like it to some extent, but there's so much of that pushing you towards these certain kind of clients that were not why I wanted to go into law school. And I actually did end up working for a big law firm during the summer, and you sort of see how the sausage gets made. And it's like, most of the lawyers aren't bad people per se. Like they're not the business people where like they're just like inherently evil and like, they have zero empathy. But it's like you have to work for these clients and you have all these like ethical obligations to represent your client dutifully, like when a defense lawyer has to represent a murderer and stuff like that. And you just start seeing like these certain things being said, and it's like you can tell that's not who the person is, but it's like these tropes being said about, like, I worked in real estate, which is the evilest of law, and dabbled in it. Also worked in criminal stuff, but you just start seeing these people like start to lose their like desire to like help people and actually do affordable housing. Like they'll talk, the developer will talk a lot, and like the lawyers will hype up the affordable housing of like a project, and then you get on the call afterwards and they ask the lawyer, they're like, how can I cut as much affordable housing out of this project like possible? Like they just want to like cut it to the bone and only the legal requirement. Right. And it's really disheartening. So I kind of got out of that. So I'm excited to have more opportunities to do more things that I care about. And in a previous life, I did some labor organizing. So it's very funny when you put labor as an interest on your resume and all these firms contact you and they're all employer side. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a problem. Like, they don't want you to hear that. Well, thanks for...
Oh, yeah, like, I would go in for, like, an interview, but, yeah, and they would be like, up next.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. It is interesting. It's not something I never even kind of considered that, how trapped you get, in the same way that, like, I was trapped at the cable company, in the same way that it's like you're always trapped. Like that's the goal of the way we set up work, is to trap you somehow, whether it's, you know, trapped making $200,000 a year, or trapped making $80,000 a year. It just they give you a lifestyle that you can become accustomed to, and then they fucking trap you there, and then they have somebody forever. Yeah.
Trapped making Headstrong.
Yeah, Trapped made Headstrong. Now they got to try and make another hit.
Yeah,
It's
they're
probably
stuck
not going to
trying do
happen for
Headstrong.
them.
They're trapped doing Headstrong.
Yeah. Now they got to do it twice a show. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. What? Yeah, I see. Thanks for calling. That's what I'm doing. I'm working through it,
All
buddy.
right.
It's only 10:30. We
Mr.
can't even go on
Profesh.
break yet.
All right. One more in break or two more in break?
Fucking maybe 3.
Okay.
We can't go on break. Wait a minute. Never mind.
Hola, what's up?
One more break. One more and then break. What's up? Who's this?
Yo, this is Roy Kerstoufaziz. I called a little earlier, but I have a specific anarchist idea that I want to bounce off you.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So, basically, I'm an environmental guy, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think the name Earth, the word Earth is based off of like an old English / Germanic word that literally means like a solid ground or dirt.
Okay.
And I think because this was invented, this name was picked before we knew about other planets or other moons or whatever. So I really think we should rename Earth to a different name that is already pretty well known. I think it should be Planet Florida. And I know what you're thinking. There's already a state called Florida. But within the next 80 to 100 years, we're probably not going to have most of it. So I think the name could be up for grabs, and I really want to get ahead of this thing.
I think Florida
Because
is probably a name, though, that is bad, too, right? Like, I don't know where the name Florida
does
came
have
from, but it probably has a bad history, I'm sure.
It has a colonial history, it's true.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't.
I think
Florida
the
is
thing
just
about
honoring
Florida is
basements.
it literally means the flowery place or the flowery one, which I think is a more accurate description of Earth than just Earth ground. Because like on Mars, if you look around on Mars, it looks kind of similar to some parts of Earth. I mean, besides that there's no plants or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but
I made it a cause, but I'm going to want to change it to Florida.
I think you're
maybe Floridita, the diminutive.
I think you're supposing, and I think this is taking a large leap, that there's going to be flowers and plants here in 80 years.
You got me there.
Unfortunately.
That's what I got to fight for then.
Yeah. I think we just call it dirt. Yeah. If we got to change the name of Earth, we just call it dirt. Because that's what it really is.
That's what Earth
dirt.
is. That just means dirt is what they're
dirt,
saying.
Yeah.
Planet Dirt sounds punchier. I like it.
Yeah, dirt. I mean, I wouldn't even call it Planet Dirt. I would just call it dirt.
Planet Dirt.
Yeah, that's a Megadeth song right there.
It is.
I think the anarchist idea I really am introducing is you can choose your own name for the planet. Like people picked Earth as like the default before like we were born. You can just pick a different one if you want, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely supporting.
Like no one's stopping you.
We have to vote for the name of Earth every 50 years. How's that sound?
I think that like Earth should be like a custom character for everyone that we all have equal ownership over, but we have our own name that we subscribe to it. That I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that idea. I really like that one.
All right.
But anyway, if I have just another minute, I without being too graphic, I don't have like dental insurance, and so I recently got really excellent dental care and got some fillings, but it's like delayed my moving out of my parents' house. And it's the kind of shit where like I don't expect like dentistry to like be cheaper because like that's friggin' not good. But if as with everybody, if I had a little bit more cash in my pocket, then I could frickin' move out and have like teeth that don't frickin' fall apart. Because let me tell you, I don't understand anybody who says they would want to time travel to the past, because the idea of living in a time with even slightly worse dental technology just sounds like hell to me. But anyway, that's my tooth thing.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I like taffy too much, and They have toothpaste powerful enough to fight taffy because I've been doing fine. But I would worry about a world without floss.
You gotta floss. Anyways, it's close to my bedtime, so just gotta say, big fan of the show. Have fun with the rest of the queue, and catch you on the flip.
Sweet dreams.
Thank you. Have a good night. Break time.
Yeah, yo, peace out.
Time for a breakout.
I got confused
time
there.
for a breakout for
at
what?
The time. I got confused at the time. 10:30. No.
1 hour and a half?
We want to be an hour and a half in at break.
Okay.
We're over an hour and a half.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, we started like 9:04, 9:03 or something.
Fine with me.
I want to gear up again because I have to get it back together. I have to get ready for this next half of the show. But we will get to your calls. Please don't jump in, anybody else. We are Street Fight Radio. We are going on a break right now. We got some music this week. Who's this? Who could this be? This is Something Brax is the name. You can find them at somethingbrax.bandcamp.com. The name of the album is not clear to me. What is it? Breathes Here. I don't know. I'm sorry. I lost the name here. Breakfast Boy Brax. But here's what they wrote. Hey, I think I just tried to DM this to Brian on Twitter when it came out last year. I name-checked him in this rap song. Something around the 130 mark. I hope he hears and I hope he gets a kick out of it. Peace, y'all. All right. Cool. Let's do it.
I marvel at the pretty flowers, I don't know their names, but the color palette's also flame. Exercise your tedium, stretch yourself thin, grip air and grit, skip meals and now your shirt size is extra medium. Still dreaming in the birth of destruction, pop pills as a member of the cult of productivity. Try to build, don't let it be, sound as sweet as Eve singing our reverie. They poop with a grunt work and I'm doing it readily. I'm the process, your Hulu has live sports, pulling schemes out of thin air while you're using a whiteboard. I remember when I was the man playing melodies on a microchord. What are you rhyming for? Well, me, my mind's fucked. It's the only thing stopping me keeping my eyes shut. Observe and report that we're coming up short. Couldn't fathom what all of this earnestness for. Burning big ports with the problematic one. Red hoodie on me got me looking like Danielson. Me and Kenneth Dudley combination. So big L's we had to hand them one. What? My band name's hard to remember, like Pops Mensa Bansu. You don't do the work, we don't want you to. Can bring the thump, Brax, bring the bada boom. Throwing elbows in the pit, cause we need a lot of room. Bro, give me 50 feet like the dugout floor at Comiskey. Face feel like you went and slugged 60 Mickeys, but that far surpasses sleeping with the fishies. I'm not sure when it happened, but I feel a lot of it silly. Probably the time I realized that both of my angels was plotting to kill me. Do all these savantish ill things. The bigger the ego, the harder they feel things. Yeah. I wrote this verse on I-5 on the way to a great show. No love lost between me and the Salem Kaiser volcanoes. Knees take the wheel, then I get a grip, let it rip out to spiel. The Honda's a mansplainer. My passion thick as Oliver Miller on the Pacers. And we don't need your papers, it's a DIY rap show. I really do believe you, bet that cop was an asshole. But we won't pat you down. If you brought a 24 rack, then pass it round. Go and grab some water if you think you're passing out. This basement feel like Tuscaloosa, but the only thing oppressive is the heat in the oeuvre. My band name's hard to remember, like Pop Spencer Bonsu. You don't do the work, we don't want you to. Can bring the thump, Brax, bring the bada boom. Throwing elbows in the pit, cause we need a lot of room. Bro, give me 50 feet like the dugout floor at Comiskey. Face feel like you went and slugged 60 Mickeys, but that far surpasses sleeping with the fishies. Let me find that sweet, sweet spot real quick. It's right there. Yeah. Yeah. Henny sipping and penny pinching. Why search for the sauce when I'm already dripping? I know I got the juice, it's just the celery's missing. I bet if I had some shine, it'd make my memory glisten. I either sleep for 0 hours or 15. I really wish there was an in between. They say money's unimportant till you can't pay rent. I can't afford to buy food, but I can stay bent. It's a special talent, but one I wish was undeveloped. The cunning zealot stuffed into a dunce's helmet. It's for my protection if you let them suckers tell it, but I'd rather swallow rocks than purchase what they're selling. And so I'm Henny sipping and penny pinching. Wish shows so good they should be Emmy winning. My tongue grazed my cheek, I'm only semi-kidding. Grip grain while you listen, keep the Chevy drifting. I said we're Henny sipping and penny pinching. I got tricks up my sleeve like Eddie Griffin. Won't be much longer till I turn to petty grifting. Just one more misfortune, let me snick it. I said I'm Henny sipping and penny pinching. I've been done more dirty than a Denny's kitchen. I done scream horse for rooms empty except the crickets. We all trying to eat, fam, let us get it. Okay, I'm Henny sipping and penny pinching. They say I need a team, but I'm already with them. You try to give advice, why would I ever listen? Your style's more bland than a Getty image. Hey. And Brax is feeling shower train scummy. Nothing but some almonds and coffee up in my tummy. Feeling power hungry, grasp it in my clutches. Now I butterbean the bark gun, the clock with punches. I hate paying bills, man, I wanna be a roach. Don't wanna be the gang in season 10 and miss the boat. Late 20s, do anything, the bag big enough. This punk rock ethos let me coated in the dust. Never took a dime from a lobbyist, that's probably obvious. I try to live honest, this shit left me impoverished. Aw shit, Henny sipping, penny pinch. I'm scared I'm gonna die flying penniless. I said I'm scared I'm gonna die flying penniless. I said I'm scared I'm gonna die flying penniless. I said I'm scared I'm gonna die flying penniless. I'm scared I'm gonna die flying penniless. Breakfast. Barbershop quintuplets, 5 fades for the low, 2 tiers for 6 buckets. Hard to care, don't you know? I might sing a sour song with melodies murky while the homie Q is sending me bootleg jerseys. Hair texture, Brillo pad, joke sex, pillow last. Drunk text, repent, sunk cost on the weekend. Oh well, insert a Vonnegut quote. Frog duck the bottomless go. Subvert predominant modes. Well, that's the hope though. He be hitting dingers by the boatload in the bottom room. Me, I'm stuck in solitude. Morse code typing olive juice. Mr. Operator, something's faulty with my sound waves. Fight a 2-front war with misery and salvation. Nostalgia felt for a moment in the never-verse, where class is not determined and carbon cycles not preserved. Back here they're killing trans folk. Passed down from the command post. Vegan racism like my biggest lack in lactose. Means test my existence to sandstone. Knee slappers till your thighs raw ham bone. Decoded for your little master thesis capstone. Sorritos with my family out in Gladstone. We'd stand in a circle and harmonize on the porch with one lighter between us. We'd stand in a circle and harmonize on the porch with one lighter between us. We'd stand in a circle and harmonize on the porch with one lighter between us. We'd stand in a circle and harmonize on the porch with one lighter between us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Street Fight Radio. It's a call-in show. And y'all got a lot to say. We got a bunch of calls right now. We're going to try to get to them. So keep it quick. Sorry, if you got more than one story, just figure out which the one's going to be. Hope you enjoyed the music. That was Breakfast Boy Brax. You can go follow them, support them, buy their stuff over at somethingsomethingbrax.bandcamp.com. Fun name, Brax. Great songs, and thanks for shouting out Brian.
Hey, I like that. I like getting shouted out.
If you want to hear more of Street Fight Radio, the bonus Patreon is chugging along. It's Shocktober this month. I wish I had a boo, I need a sound effect for that.
Boo.
Boo. That's what I want. Boo. I just want like a Shocktober or something like that.
Yeah.
And you did a Don Imus episode with Jesse Farrar from your Kickstarter Sucks.
Yeah, it was that was a spiritually draining episode of Shocktober. I won't be doing Don Imus again. I feel like I said all that needs to be said about him, and next year he will not be on the list.
All right.
Yeah, an asshole, that guy, man. I just hate his guts.
That's awesome. Well, you can hear all of that by subscribing on patreon.com at the $5 level. If you want to get the zine too, $8 will take care of all of that. We appreciate all your support in these troubling times, and it really means a lot that you've kept us going, when we're trying to get bigger and better and spread this mess across the U.S., and it's all because of you. So let's get on these calls. You ready?
Yep.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey there, it's Brody from Columbus, Mississippi.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the good Columbus, but you said Mississippi.
Yeah, no, I think we had this discussion last time. It's like the third best Columbus. I don't know. It's not even a good Columbus.
We'll give it the second.
Often overlooked Columbus.
Yeah. What's going on, Brody?
Yeah. Not much. You guys did the car dealership tips this week on the main episode, and I just wanted to say I sold a car today.
Oh, did you?
Wow.
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Did you lie?
Well,
did you appeal to emotion? Did you appeal to their emotion and not give them any stupid, specs?
So this was my first car I recently bought, like a car I really can't afford, but I love it anyway. But I had to get rid of my old car because, 2006 Chevy Malibu. I don't know how long I had it, but I got it whenever I was in high school. I'm 25, going on 26 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get rid of it. So, I really tried to build in the emotion and, convey what I felt whenever I was driving the car to the buyer. And so I thought of you guys, and I was like, what would it feel like for you to be driving around in this car, only to come home and realize that you have to change the brakes again right after you did it 6 weeks ago?
Gotta change them rotors. Gotta change them rotors.
Yeah, you gotta change the rotors. Gotta, the damn tube for the fluid keeps coming out. Doesn't that feel great?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love driving my car that is always a problem. It'll really make you feel good.
Oh, God, yeah, it is great. And that feeling of anxiety you were talking about with Colette at the beginning of the show, yeah, I completely get it because of that car. So I never really had any money because I was always fixing the fucking brakes on that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, between that, you also said you wanted more salespeople to call on the show, and I actually used to sell jewelry. I don't know.
Jewelry? That doesn't sell itself, I'll say that. I don't think so. That's a hard sell.
No, well, it's a bit of a weird sell because it is a lot of those same concepts. Like, you've got to sell emotion. It's Father's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's a graduation gift, it's your birthday, and then Valentine's Day comes around, and it just sucks ass, dude. Like, I hate it working in jewelry. I was mainly the avoid customers and take out the trash guy.
Were you paid commission?
No. Well, I think I was, but it was like 0.03%. Like, I did not give a shit about sales.
Yeah. I don't know how
it would always...
I just don't know how you would sell jewelry because whenever I hear the big selling point for jewelry, it gives me a panic attack. Just 3 months salary. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll only make 9 months salary this year.
Right, and it's like, you know, one time we were doing inventory and I pulled out a car that would cost as much as the car I have now, and I'm like, why are we allowed to sell a tiny ass rock like this? Like, why does this cost this much? And of course, it's 300% markup. But even then, why does a rock cost that much?
Just sitting there talking to the customer. You know, this is just a rock, really. When you think about it, a rock somebody dug out of the ground.
This is a rock. They polished it up.
Not to mention built on slave labor. You know, they don't want to call it blood diamonds or whatever because it's certified or whatever. But like, let's be real. The non-blood diamond certified ones, they're also, those miners are also getting treated like shit. It's slightly better.
Yeah.
Marginally, maybe.
Nobody believes. I think everybody believes that the diamonds are all blood diamonds for some reason. You know, like everybody. I always hear like, you know, one of the ones I remember from this year is I heard a Howard Stern bit about it where he was just like, I don't believe any of these diamonds are ethically sourced. You know, you buy them.
No, they're really not.
You buy them. They say they are, but fuck, they can say anything they want. Pretty much, it's like cage-free eggs sort of thing. It's like, what are the degrees of caging that can still be considered cage-free eggs? And that's the same thing with the diamonds. What are the degrees of slavery and mistreatment?
Like labor exploitation and, like, you know, how many people died to get your diamond. I think that's what makes it the value.
It's like the meat.
That's the real sentimental meaning behind your ring.
It's like the meat at Whole Foods where they have those categories and you're like, well, I feel real bad buying the category 1 stuff. That doesn't make me feel good at all.
I mean,
you know?
They stomped it to death with golf cleats.
Yeah. It's like, I guess I'll buy the category 4 kind so that I know that they were read a story before they killed them.
Yeah, they lived in a house as a pet, like a dog.
I don't fucking know, you know? But yeah, selling jewelry doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound like you were good at it, though, so that's something.
Oh, no. It's because I felt so damn bad. I tried to stick to watches because that's something I actually enjoy. I really love watches and stuff because they actually serve a purpose. But, you know, nobody really buys watches retail, so it's whatever. I know y'all have a lot of cube calls to get to, so I just wanted to ask this, and if y'all wanted to answer it off the air, is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Or, not off the air, but off of my call. So, like, during the interview process of every sales position, it's like, sell me this pen. And I want to hear what you guys would say if, you were to sell a pen. I'm really interested to hear what Street Fight has to say about selling a fucking ink pen.
Okay, I'm gonna take it for serious. Okay.
Okay.
And
and I'll take the answer off air because I gotta go.
Sweet.
All right, thanks guys.
Peace.
All right, here you go. No, you're good. He said peace. Here you go. Hey Brian, sell me this pen. Hey, this pen, it writes. It will do. You take the pen, you put it on the paper, something comes out of it, you got your letters and stuff. Now, I can't guarantee that the letters you draw will look good, but I can guarantee that they will show up on the paper.
Wow, you gave a guarantee at the end.
Yeah, because they will if it's a new pen.
Yeah.
Now, if they were throwing a curveball at me and saying this pen don't work, I'd be like, that's a challenge.
Sell this pen that's missing a cap and that's been sat on and is cracked. The frame of it's cracked.
But I can do that too.
Okay.
You chew on your pens? You know?
Yeah.
Hey, you chew on your pens? This is a chewing pen. Actually, this is not a writing pen. This is a chewing pen.
You might be a sales guy.
I know. That was for real trying too. That was because I mean, really, if I was doing the bit, you know, if I'm gonna go with the bit, it's gonna go like this. Buy the pen. I don't care.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But no, I didn't go with the bit. I sold the pen. Why don't you sell a pen, Brett?
Well, I have here a writing device, very reliable, comes to us from Bic. It has a cap on top to protect it from, you know, marking up the inside of your clothing. It's a strong, healthy flow of ink that you can rely on to sign any of your documents, and it's an understated item that makes doing work a breeze.
Yeah. I mean, it's like $2.50 too when you're selling a big pen. It's just like it's $2.50. You know,
for 24 of them. I was thinking of the generic one, the crystal pen.
Yeah. So I also had.
You
something
can also
else.
dig out your bowl with the cap.
Yeah, that's true. I also had something else that he brought up in the call that is a new announcement I'm making about myself. You can fill in your spreadsheet. I kind of want to watch now. Like I turn into a watch guy. But it feels like
other
if
people
you
want them.
What?
Just because other people want them?
I don't know why. I've been thinking about a watch lately, but then it's like, well, it's pointless if you don't buy an Apple Watch. So then I started looking at Apple Watches, and I'm like, they don't look cool at all. So
you went like
in the end, not getting a watch.
A Shark Tank watch is what you're thinking?
No, I went like a hot looking watch. You know what I mean? I don't remember what I was watching, but I must have been watching. Oh, I know what it was. I was watching the video for "In Together Now" by Limp Bizkit and Method Man, and they were both wearing watches, and I was like, I'd like a watch. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna get a watch.
Yeah.
I never had one in my life, even before they became a thing.
Yeah.
I can't start now. Like
Now's
I
not
said,
the time.
if they made a stylish looking Apple Watch, that would be something I'd be interested in.
If they made like a huge diamond face that you could drop the Apple Watch inside of.
Basically, what I would want is a round one. I think.
Okay.
With maybe a nice.
There's dials on the outside that makes it look like you can call a ship or something.
And the metal strap.
Yeah.
Because I never had one of those.
The one that rips your arm hair.
Yeah. That's kind of what I would want. They don't make them.
Yeah.
So I'm not even in danger of buying one.
Okay.
Really. And I did look up Apple Watch and see how much it costs, and I was like, no, I don't want one of those.
Yeah.
I decided I didn't want one when I saw their $500.
Yeah, they're pricey.
I can't believe they're $500.
Premium product.
I can't believe they're $500.
What do you think what do you think? Like
$200. Because I was gonna buy one, and I was like,
it's like a Nintendo Switch, but a 32nd of the size.
I just thought they were $200. I really did.
Touchscreen.
Yeah. But they're not $200, so I'm not getting. Well, you get a Series 3.
Yeah, just buy the old ones, man.
Yeah, I'm not getting one. Like I said, I don't even know what I'd use it for.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. We're not talking about consumer products tonight.
Hi, is this me?
Hey,
yeah, it's you. Who's this?
Hi, I'm so glad I waited this whole time. This is Poochie from England.
What's up, Poochie?
Oh, wow.
How are you? England. I like it.
Sorry,
Thanks
for calling.
I don't think we've ever had an England caller.
Never, really. Well, I'm happy to you know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say break
I mean, a
your
lot of what
cherry.
you talk about obviously isn't so applicable to the way things are. Like, I'm going through all the Shocktober and March Madness stuff, and
really?
Yeah, sports isn't like that here. Radio isn't like that here. Wait, fuck. I think I pulled my headphones out. There you go.
So there's not. I mean, you guys have like radio, and you do have. They let talented people go on your radio, but you don't have shock jocks. You know, because
no, you know Rick Astley. That's who I think about when I think radio. Like, he's still like a DJ. I think about. They have, you know, a scandal every now and then when they cheat on their wife, but we don't have. We have like our big, you know, like firebrands of people like not Jeremy Hunt.
Oh, the guy from Top
Jeremy
Gear?
Irons, I don't know, but you've got like LBC and Nigel Farage is on there. I think that's when one of Chris James's pranksters.
Is Chris Morris? Chris Morris wrote Four Lions, right? Wasn't he
Chris
on the
Morris.
radio?
Maybe. I think that's where Alan Partridge was maybe on the radio first, and then a character on there. But I'm not so sure. I mean, Brass Eye is some really funny shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much of that, but yeah. So I wanted to mainly. I've wanted to call in phrases, so I have a backlog of stuff. But yeah, I'm loving the Patreon stuff. All the stuff Brian's done. He's done a very good job.
I gotta tell you,
this content.
I gotta tell you, I'm sort of fascinated with this now that you call in. Like, what do we sound like that these shows were so popular? Like, is this the first you're hearing of like Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern and Bubba?
I realize I pretty much, but on GTA, like free. I mean, I was maybe like 7 years old when I played GTA, and if you go to like the talk radio station, it's like a conservative, like kind of Rush Limbaugh, like sort of and obviously it's like a parody, but it kind of like it shows a bit what it's like.
Yeah.
Opie and Anthony did a lot of the talk radio for GTA. I do know that.
Really? God, I saw someone else on there, but yeah, I'm blanking now. But yeah, people who were big in like 2003 and stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff was lost on me a bit. I think like Iggy Pop is a radio host on like Vice City or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could talk about GTA phases, but I'll let other people get to it. But I want to tease a story that I want to call in with. Basically, a lot of Street Fight goes over my head because I'm not a big working guy, right? I've been at university for a few years and I didn't get a job for a long time. But my first job, I had another job after that, like a summer job, but I worked for Adult Swim when I was 19 for like a few months as like a host. And and I was fired suddenly, and it was a whole big funny saga in my life.
How'd you get fired?
Amazing, yeah.
It was a game stream, right? And then it was a few weeks we'd done GTA. Yeah, I called in when they were playing GTA 4 because I was like, there's all these cheats you can do. And I was like telling them the cheats for, unlimited ammo and all that stuff. And then like, yeah, call back next time. And then like, yeah, call back another time, call in, and we'll pay you like, was it like $40 for an hour or something?
Okay.
And then it was like 5 days a week playing Octodad, and then Rocket. So the last game was Arkham Knight, right? Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh, I love
that game. I'm basically just telling this whole story now. But so the other guy, this other producer on this Adult Swim show, this was when they were kind of first experimenting with live stream. Now, like, you were probably ahead of them. But now they've got all these shows. They even have like I think Last Podcast on the Left or something have a show on there now.
Oh, really?
They have some big names, but back then it was just from. So there was this game stream called Amateur Hour, which I guess is a bit of a naughty double entendre, but it's just some lady from marketing at William Street in Georgia playing game streams, and then I called in because there was other stuff. There's also an Adult Swim show called Fish Center Live, where it's just like a stream of like hosts talking about fish and playing games with the fish, and people call in, and I would call into that. I called into that about 5 years ago when I was 18, and sort of got a little taste for and they'd be like, "Oh, your accent, it's so interesting." so yeah.
Wow.
I'm used to that a little, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I got fired because I didn't know Arkham Knight too well, and the other producer was like, "All right, just let me take over," because he was like telling me all the buttons to tell her. It was like, no, get rid of him, and I was fired. But,
oh God, that seems like a low threshold for getting fired to me. I mean, Arkham Knight is fun.
It was funny. It was like, I think the words were, "We will no longer be needing your services."
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't have a contract. They were just PayPaling me,
Yeah.
every now and
It's
then.
like, beat it, kid.
That's the whole story. But yeah, I guess I'll get off and I'll try and ring again. But yeah, I want to say I love the show. I love I'm loving Shocktober. Can't wait for the next one. Even though Howard Stern is the one I'm a bit caught up on because everyone likes him too much, and I can't like. I like the really shitty ones. I like the the ones who say stupid shit.
I do too.
The Mike Francesa episode right now. Yeah, I like Man Cow.
I
I'm
do
really
too.
listening to the Man Cow one.
We made him the last single Shock Jock episode this year because people liked Man Cow so much. Howard Stern's like a really hard guy to do.
Yeah.
I mean, his show is a lot more conversational, and he's been doing it forever. You know,
he just seems too good. I think the talent does come across. But what I want to hear your thoughts on is it's in one of the just random episodes after. But the only thing I know about Howard Stern is the clip of Hillary Clinton on his show, and they're like, "Bernie, what a dickhead."
Yeah, it was sad to me because he really did used to be a guy that was like. He used to be a guy that seemed above all the I mean, he was always political, and he always trended more conservative, but it just sucked.
Yeah.
It kind of, the part that bummed me out quite a bit was that he was so deferential to a politician. It wasn't, I don't think he's ever had good politics. Like he's a very self-interested guy and a very conservative guy, but having Hillary in there and being deferential to her and not sort of, I mean, I didn't expect him to ask her to jump on the Sibian, but it would have been nice if he would have asked her some kind of a crazy question. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any. It just, I don't know how anyone could like say that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to have her in. Like, I just imagine everyone just kind of like holding their tongue a bit because it's not. Like, I think Hillary Clinton coming on, like, she's going to do, the Dougie.
Yeah.
And the Nene and all that. And do her little shtick. But
I'm
they're
curious.
Just having too much of a good time. They seem to connect a little too much.
Yeah, I think they're actually, what's going to happen now is, I think Biden's going to come on there before the election. They have not hit, first of all, Howard Stern's only on the radio 3 days a week. And if there's a holiday on a Monday, he takes the whole week, which is some kind of a fucking deal, man. He took the whole week off for Columbus Day. And it's just like, hey, man, you've been doing it long enough. You get to you get to do 3 day weeks. He's only doing 3 day weeks, but it does sort of feel like he said that he's heard from Biden's people and that he would love to have him on. And Hillary was on there, and he didn't do anything weird. So I think he's gonna have Joe Biden on his show.
It's the new frontier.
Yeah,
it's the new frontier for like comedy. I guess. I mean, they have to get their the Jimmy Fallon hair ruffle in. They got to get their little
Howard time.
Piece of the action. Yeah.
He's just such a legendary A-list kind of guy that like he's now become, because Jay Leno's gone really and late night TV doesn't do huge numbers. Like Howard Stern maybe doesn't do the numbers he did in the past, but doing his show is something now.
I think he's still got. I mean, I don't know much about the guy, but I reckon. I mean, he's like 60 something. But you think about how long Larry King, say, all your Lettermans, like maybe he could be the. I mean, because God knows the industry doesn't want to find new people. I mean, you see why, like movies and stuff. You just want to get the names. Everyone was after the names and the existing franchises, but I might get a bit waffly from sleep deprivation, so I'll let you guys go. Hopefully I get to call in again
anytime. Have a good night. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Yeah, great to hear.
Yeah. If Biden goes on Stern, I will.
I think it's
include it in a show.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think. I think that what he said is right. Is that like he was wild and crazy, and kind of people now still like people that know he's not. People know he's not, but he still gets to add some of that, and they get to be as a politician, be like, I'm going. I'm not like just going on the stuffy old news programs. I'm going with where the culture's at.
I'm edgy and hip.
People tune in to hear Howard say wild stuff. I'm gonna go yuck it up with him, because he's safe and he's bought in. He's on American Idol. He knows how to play nice. He knows how to follow orders.
He's 100% safe now. It's just he doesn't. I mean, even when he has actors and actresses in, he doesn't do the "do you do anal" question and stuff like that. Like none of that stuff happens.
Probably for the better, maybe.
Yeah, his Natalie Maines from the Chicks, formerly the Dixie Chicks. He has her on all the time. Like. She just comes in. Yeah, she came on the other day to watch one of his guys shave the shaft, as they called it, where he shaved his penis on the radio. He still does a lot of penis stuff.
He likes
Cocktober.
Yeah,
is what he called it, and that's what he's doing this year. But yeah, he still does a ton of penis stuff, but it's a lot less of the women stuff, and it's mostly penis stuff now.
Shave the shaft seems more like just some weird, dangerous game of like trying to not get a cut.
Yeah, this guy does it all the time. They just wanted to get him on.
He shaves his
film.
shaft all the
time? Yeah,
time?
he shaves his... He shaves the whole thing. He has like a routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the calls. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, Street Fight. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, this is Jonathan in Southern California.
What's up, Jonathan? What's going on tonight?
Formerly of Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, yeah. I was just in Dayton.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah, I was just in Dayton.
How'd it go?
Not a lot of people wearing masks where I was. In the suburbs. To be fair, I was in the suburbs of Dayton. I was not in downtown Dayton. And it seems like it's the suburbs where they're just like, yeah, I can go to the gas station without a mask. I don't give a
I'm just gonna
rat's
run in
ass.
real quick.
Yeah. Well, it was like 6 people in this gas station, and I walked in with a mask on, and the 2 cashiers were wearing a mask, and I was like, well, I kind of feel like the fucking idiot at this point.
I went into a place and the cashiers weren't even wearing a mask.
I know.
There was like 8 people in there. Me and Charlotte were the only ones, and they looked at us like I was abusing her.
I know. It's horrible. It's such a dumb pressure now where you're like, I feel like the idiot with the world's dumbest people in the room. The people that won't wear a mask,
Yeah.
Well, what's up, Jonathan?
Yeah. I was actually calling and thinking of telling a story.
Okay.
And the story is the family secret.
Okay.
And the story is also the story of a secret about Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I don't know if I have time to tell it. It might go a minute.
Okay. Well, we do. Where are we at, Brett? You hold the fingers up. We got a couple minutes. I think we can last 2 or 3 minutes. We do have a lot of calls this week.
Yeah, tell you what, I'll save it for later. It might take a while to kind of tell and unpack.
Okay, we're here every week.
Yeah, message me the next time you plan on calling in if you know you have a Sunday to call in, and I'll make sure to move you to the front because I know you waited a very long time to get on.
It's all right. But I did want to say while I'm on the phone that your caller Colette had it right on.
Yeah,
she's a smart cookie.
Yeah, I agree with her too.
Yeah, so what she said is exactly in agreement with kind of my understanding of how some of the psychology around class and income and behavior works. And I think that the core idea, as I understand it, and if anybody out there in street fight land thinks different, the core idea, as I understand it, is that like self-control, the idea that people have self-control, it only comes in kind of finite quantities.
Yeah.
You can use it up.
Right.
Oh, really?
And so what's going on is that people who are subject to kind of very rigorous economic constraints, right? People who are poor, they don't have a lot of choice as to how they spend their money.
Right.
They're forced to make very difficult decisions all the time. This depletes your reserves of self-control. And then so when it comes to, kind of like bad impulses or negative behaviors, you have little willpower left to kind of resist some of these things.
Right.
And so this is why part of the reason why the class system kind of perpetuates itself is that people are trapped on this treadmill, and they don't have you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of the wherewithal to break out of this kind of set of behaviors that kind of keeps them where they are.
Yeah,
at least this is my understanding.
I agree. There's no breathing room. There's no time for reflection. There's like she said, there's no extra time to develop those healthy relationships or, buy gifts and go the extra mile, because all of your attention is required to be locked up with a job all the time. Even us doing what we want to do. I mean, we're still doing it for money instead of a job, and I only have so much time that I can devote to it, and then and then it drives me nuts. It makes me mean. It makes me angry. It makes me annoyed, and it does make me feel like I don't have a choice anymore. It makes me feel like I just have to keep doing this shit for the rest of my life, and it bums me out.
Yeah, no, that's the way it works, and so something like basic income would have such a drastic effect
Absolutely.
on the overall mental health situation. I mean, it would just be incalculable, kind of the kind of productivity that you would be able to to accumulate.
Yeah.
If people weren't racked all the time with these very pressing and very draining concerns.
Absolutely. It would be beneficial to all of us. It would greatly improve all of our lives in immeasurable ways.
Exactly. But I'm going to go ahead and clear off your phone line now.
Thank you.
I'll see about talking to you fellas later.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, y'all. It's Steve in Shanghai.
Hey,
Wow.
Steve, how's it going in Shanghai?
Global call tonight.
We just had our highest
It's going.
COVID day. So, eat it, Shanghai. So, what's going on?
It's going pretty good here.
Yeah?
Not much. I just wanted to check in with y'all because I've seen things are bad there.
I mean,
and gloat about how much better it is.
yeah.
Great.
I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
not going to get better here until I think we need maybe a new president, and who even knows what happens. Obviously, Joe Biden isn't the kind of guy that takes big, strong steps towards anything either. So I guess we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference.
No, absolutely not. And so we're just gonna see what happens. It is very hard to figure out what's going to happen here, because it feels like it's just a thing that's going to be happening for the rest of our lives to me now.
Yeah, my daughter's school, I think there's around 60,000 kids in the public school, in the Columbus Public School District. They kicked the can down the road. This last week was supposed to be them going back. Then they were like, we're going to give it one more week, and they were supposed to start this week. And they announced Tuesday of last week that they're not going back until January. And of course, that means we're not going back at all this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels
No,
like
we were actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we were actually thinking about moving back for a while because we did some traveling. Like, you can fly around in the country, go on the bullet trains and all that stuff, and it's not really a big problem. But people were acting, really weird towards us because we're American. Like, giving us a hard time. We got escorted off a plane before everybody else to go through like extra temperature and like COVID checks. We had to show them our tests and stuff.
Okay.
And it was just real awkward and like uncomfortable. There's a lot of kind of anti-foreigner sentiment.
Sure.
And we're like, it's really uncomfortable here. We want to go. And, we were looking at jobs back in America, and then things just keep getting worse. We're like, maybe we don't want to leave after all.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain because, like, the people I'm around are being pretty safe, but we just know that there's this wide swath of people that, they're not going to be safe. They're just, even if Biden's elected and he takes some big steps, it seems like, people aren't going to be safe. There's a group of people that aren't going to be safe no matter what.
And I mean, our leadership is over anything just going to say, they're going to get bullied into letting football happen, into bringing things back. There's really nobody wants to really buckle down and do anything. They're just going to wait till the hospitals get full, probably.
That's happening though. In
It's
like El
close.
Paso,
I've heard.
Texas, and North Dakota. The Midwest is just racked with it because that's where things are not happening. I have heard that like San Francisco is like doing really well. It does cost a lot of money to live there.
We've got friends that live there, and they are all doing like masks and staying in, not doing, they're doing the social distance thing, and they've got it handled pretty well there. But like you're saying, the Midwest is just turned into hell.
Yeah, I don't really know. If I was out of here, but again, I'm not experiencing like the anti-foreigner sentiment either, and I can understand their sort of being nervous around you. I just, things seem pretty fucked over here. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine what it looks like from somewhere else, because to me, it looks pretty fucked up sitting inside the country. And usually when you're inside of it, it doesn't seem as bad, but it just feels like everybody's kind of moved on with their lives, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen because the president's not doing anything. This is just the guy. He did say today, like, he said, or his chief of staff said today, we're not going to try to control it. So it just seems like they're not going to control it. It's left up to us, but only half of us are really concerned with getting it to stop. Only half of us really believe that it's an issue.
Charlotte, someone in the chat said Charlotte's school system is back 5 days a week.
Charlotte, South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
North Carolina.
Whatever. One of the Carolina. I wish there was only one. But yeah.
Why are there two of them?
A lot of schools are back. A lot of this shit is not. A lot of this stuff is just gonna keep. Barreling ahead unless something happens here. If Trump gets reelected, just forget about it. It's herd immunity. That's going to be it.
That's what we get.
We're kind of waiting until the election to figure out what we want to do.
That's probably a good idea.
And if he's back in, we're never coming back. It's too crazy.
It is. It's scary to think that he might be, to me, just 4 more years of him just feels like a lot for me
to handle.
It's like, I hate to say this. It's like buy a gun time. 4 more years just feels very scary to me. I don't know why. Things haven't drastically changed personally for me, but the guy is just talking about like defunding cities that he considers anarchist cities, that's really scary to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen here. It's a really weird time to I can't believe we live during this, I guess. Like, maybe this is smaller than I think it is because we always think we're living at the end of the world.
Yeah.
But this really feels like the end here, man. It doesn't, not the end of the world. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like we're going through something, I guess. So,
Yeah.
we're going through some shit, and I don't know what it is. Go ahead.
I got something less grim to talk about then.
Great. Go for it.
So I live in just kind of dead-ass center of the city here.
Ooh.
And, you know, we went through that big lockdown where nobody got to go out. Nobody did anything. Businesses were just closed for like a month. So, you know, there's lots of shops around here that ended up closed down or going out of business. And I'm noticing the craziest thing, and I'm getting like tinfoil vibes off of it. So on our street and all these streets near us are opening up these cigarette and liquor stores, just fucking everywhere. Like within a 10-minute walk of my house, there's at least a dozen of them.
Really?
Oh, it's like the cupcake
There
store.
are two right next to each other, like side by side.
Okay.
It's the same store, you know, same branding and everything. And I'm convinced that this is some sort of like government program here to fill up empty businesses and get people into some sorts of jobs.
Cigarettes and booze, though. I mean, those are good things to sell.
Cigarettes and booze.
But it's too many.
But it's never like nice booze.
Oh, it's just whatever booze they have there.
It's crazy. Like there's this Chinese liquor called Baijiu, and it tastes like nail polish remover. It's insane.
Interesting.
Is it like a lavender
But
nail
people
polish?
like it. It's like moonshine.
Oh, geez. So, do they have American booze there?
we had some once. Yeah, you can get like, you know, regular vodka and bourbon and all that shit. Lots of like Japanese and Korean liquors.
Is there Bud Light?
They're kind of expensive sometimes.
Can you get Bud Light there? Can you get yourself a nice PBR there?
I don't know. That stuff is garbage.
Yeah.
I think they have regular Budweiser.
Oh, Bud Heavy in China.
I don't truck with beer.
Oh, okay. Do they have box wine?
Yeah, there's lots of like, yeah, they've got wine and box wine and like, there's lots of the fancy like microbrewery type beers, things like that.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we're doing here now. I can keep you updated. We're doing White Claw here. That's the big thing over here.
Yeah, I've not seen that yet.
That's all anybody's drinking here. They'll almost replace water with it over here. People love that shit. It's the top shit.
It is.
Yeah, I've not seen anything like that.
Yeah. It's like the last time you were here, everybody was probably drinking Bud Light or Coors Light. That's all White Claw now. It's all seltzer. It's just everybody's just drinking seltzer in America. So there you go. Well, thanks for calling in. It's good to hear things are going good there. You know, send some good vibes to us. Maybe things will go better here.
Yeah.
All right.
We just got some new masks and everything too, so
lucky.
We're ready to go.
I have great masks, but I don't want to wear them anymore. I want it all to end.
I'll have to send you a picture of this one. We got some acronym brand masks just the other day.
Okay. I'll love to take a look at them.
They're pretty slick.
Okay. I'm looking up acronym brand mask right now. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Yeah, later on.
Peace.
Have a good night, y'all.
I'm looking up acronym face. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think cigarette and booze places are usually just that's what people only have money for anymore. It's usually why those places become popular.
That's what people want to buy.
It's all they can care to get anymore at this point.
Oh, this shit's cool as fuck, dude.
Okay.
Acronym is some cool shit.
All right. Next call.
Just letting you know.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? The Brian Shopping Channel.
Oh, is it you?
No, it's you.
It's you. What's up?
All right. Everybody always says it is me. So anyway, this is Ryan from somewhere in central Indiana near Indianapolis. First time caller. Try to make it quick here. I got a story about high school for you guys. And
Okay.
some, unexpected organizing that we did as kids without knowing it.
Sweet. What's up?
All right. So in 2009, we were juniors, and the senior class above us, one of the tables in one of the lunch periods would like start clapping on Fridays because it's the end of the week, weekend's coming up, right? Everyone hates school. So we kind of joined in with them and helped them out to like make it an organic thing and happen at like two places at once. So it's pretty fun. I mean, the administration didn't seem to care too much. And so we moved up a year. This is 2010. We graduated. So we're seniors now, and we're like, okay, we got to keep this going, right? Because, I mean, everyone loves it so much. Our lunch period was split into three. So it was A lunch, B lunch, and C lunch. C lunch was like 2 periods before the end of the day. So it was even like worse, right? Because after this, you got 2 classes left, and then you're done. So we kept doing this thing. It didn't seem to care too much. Eventually, they started caring a whole lot. So the principal was like, okay, I don't want to see you clap this Friday. But he had this kind of affect where, like, he's kind of a sarcastic guy, and he smirked when he said it. So we thought, okay, whatever. What the fuck? I mean, he doesn't care. So we did it. That didn't go well. So he called a few of us down to the office, like we had killed an animal or something in the lunchroom.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. But so after that, I think it kept going because everybody knew in lunch like 12:17 was when it started or when it's supposed to start. So the next day we're all sitting there at the lunch table. 12:15 rolls around. We notice there's like a bunch of lunch monitors, like 6 more teachers than usual, standing around our table watching us. 12:16 comes by. 12:17. We're waiting, and it just starts. And we're like, we're sitting there with our hand over the table, not touching it, and like smiling because it's become this organic thing that now we have no control over. And they were trying to cut the head off the snake, but that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So cafeteria goes nuts. Everybody's going crazy. People flipping chairs and shit. It was awesome. And we weren't in trouble because like we weren't doing anything. Anyway, a few more days go by. It keeps happening. One day before lunch, they say, okay, no lunch for anybody. You guys have to go to the auditorium before you go to lunch for a message. I'm pretty sure there was a cop there. I don't think that's true. I might be making that up. My friends tell me there wasn't, but I think there probably was. They said, okay, this has to stop, or we're going to charge you guys with inciting a riot.
Oh, you can't do that.
So it went from like 0 to 60 in like a day, which we're like, oh shit, okay. And it was clear they were talking to us, but they had the whole freaking lunch down there.
Right.
So, so again, we're like scared shitless. We're like, we're not doing this. But it sort of kept happening, even just without any sort of organization whatsoever. So I'm told that. So we graduated in 2010. I'm told that it persisted until 2014, when we were long gone. So wow. I was a big hardcore conservative back then. But now I sort of look back at it. Maybe I'm romanticizing it a little bit, but like there was like this decentralized movement of like students celebrating, and the administration just like couldn't fucking take it. I don't understand why they were so pissed about it.
Yeah.
So that was a long story, and I talked really fast, but I know you guys have a big queue. That's all I have to say. So.
Well, thanks for calling. That's fun. I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
It makes me really happy to think about it because, like, we needed something on Friday. School is so stifling, and it's just a big release for everybody. So glad we got to do that.
Get your power back a little bit.
True.
Hey, have a good one, guys.
You too.
Definitely.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.
Huh, I never heard of that acronym stuff. That shit's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I can't find it.
They got the drop crotch shorts you really like, the really low crotch. I saw them and I was like, oh, Brett's gonna like this. I don't know how to get them though. So
that's important.
It's a hype beast thing.
You got to get them.
Well, I don't. I mean,
How do you get them? That's tough.
Yeah.
Are you looking at a store, or are you just doing Google shopping?
I'm not shopping right now. I looked it up because I wanted to see the mask. The masks are going for $5,000 on eBay and shit. They're pretty wild looking. They got like all these zippers and shit all over.
Oh
them.
wow!
They look fucking wild, dude.
That's
I'll Twitter you one over.
Okay.
While you're on the
next call.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oh, hi. It's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth,
Hey,
it's
holy
been
moly.
forever.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, sorry about that. I always intend to call in, and then I just fucking don't. So,
It happens.
my bad.
How's it going? What's going on?
Doing all right. I'm just driving home from my boyfriend. Work tomorrow. Don't want to fucking do anything there. Yeah, I don't know. Things are all right. I sure am 20.
Congratulations.
1 year, and you can drink.
Well, I mean, I turned 20 in February. I just mean, like, I don't know. I'm doing 20-year-old shit, you know?
Oh, well, that's good. That's what you want to be doing at 19. You know, you're ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah. But no, I'm 20. I'm a little high. But
Me
anyway,
too.
I had a few things I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go for it.
A few things. A solicitation for advice about getting out of a lease at a big apartment complex.
Okay.
My land is fucking crazy. It sucks, and I hate living here in the suburbs. So I really want to get out of here. So if anyone knows anything about trying to get out of rent with a larger apartment complex, that would be greatly appreciated.
Do you work close by?
Yeah, that's like the one good thing. I work like 10 minutes away, which
Okay.
is really nice.
I was gonna say sometimes there's a little thing you can get out of leases if you work far away, if you get a new job that's far away and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
no, that's like the only good thing really about this place. Yeah, otherwise it's just suburban nothingness.
Yeah, that's tough. The suburbs are so tough. But, I mean, I think you're more likely to get out of a lease with a big place than you are a small place. Have you gone in and talked to them?
No, because, like, they hate me. Because I suck, and I'm 20.
But they might want to get rid of you.
Maybe. This might be true.
Yeah, you could get lucky by being a bad resident and just they want to get rid of you, you know? And then they'll let you out of the lease. I mean, they're only human, right? And like the thing that I've heard the most about getting out of a lease early is that sometimes the complex will want to charge you for the month that it's vacant, which I know that's a tough one. But how long do you have left on the lease?
Right, and I don't have that. It goes up in July, so a ways.
Oof. Okay, yeah, you're only halfway through it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been here 2 years already, and
Yeah,
we're gonna not be here.
Yeah, somebody let us know if you know of a way to get rid of the get out of a lease early. I mean, I guess you could lie and say you got a job out of town.
Yeah, perhaps.
I wonder if that's possible.
The second quick thing about this apartment complex. So there's like legitimately like 15 to 20 buildings. It's fucking huge. And they just sent a message last Monday. We are not accepting packages until further notice. We will not be accepting them at all. If you have a package at the office, they will be returned to sender on Wednesday.
Really?
I don't understand how they can do that.
Yeah, they're not like in the rental office, like they can't drop them off there.
Yeah, exactly. And the only person who can get into the buildings is just like the mail carrier. So it's not like delivery stuff, you know?
So they can't even leave them in the area where they leave the mail?
I've never really seen it.
I would, yeah. I would think that's illegal, but who knows? The way laws are set up for landlords is like, it's all on their side, you know?
Yeah. And then last little thing, you were talking about Star Trek. and I am a huge Star Trek fan. And Brian, if you want to get into Star Trek, don't watch TNG first.
Okay.
You should go for DS9 first. I think you'd like that, and then you could maybe see and try and see if TNG is your thing.
Deep Space Nine.
But I think you like characters. You like, yeah. I think you'd like that one.
I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. I think if I get to the point, once we're done with this TV show, I'm gonna have some time. So maybe it will be time to check out Star Trek. You know.
Wow.
Wouldn't hurt.
New lease on life.
Yeah. Elizabeth, it's good to hear from you.
Yeah. Glad you're doing well.
Yeah, I'll hop out and give space to others, but nice been talking.
Yeah, it's nice to talk to you.
Nice talking with you.
Yeah, peace.
Bye.
I sent you the masks, Brett. The acronym
Yeah, those are
masks.
wild. I can't imagine that's what they're talking about.
I mean, that's what I see on the internet.
Yeah, these are like, very much.
They look like an evil person mask.
Yeah, this looks like a
like 'em.
Sega video game character.
Well, that's acronym Nightclub Presto mid face mask. So
Yeah, that's the
That's
one.
a collab.
Yeah, they're saying that guy takes one of a kind shoes and makes masks out of them.
Oh, I don't want that. That's a shoe.
Yeah, that's a fucking shoe. That's the
I don't know.
Presto side on the side of his face.
I don't want a shoe on my
The little
face.
rubber thing.
Maybe they mean they just got like a regular acronym mask. I just didn't see them on the acronym website. you
Yeah, I
know?
couldn't find him either.
But you know, what are you gonna do? I like the drop crotch pants.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Skelly.
Hello?
Hey, who we talking to?
This me?
Yep, it's
Certainly
you.
is.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Emily in Indiana.
Hey, Emily, how's it going?
It's going. It's going.
It's just
A lot
going.
of stuff happening.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
getting. Well, we winding down the campaign here in Cass County.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
How's it
yeah.
going?
Shenanigans all around. You know how small town politics is.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, I mean, we've got at least one candidate who's getting threats because her opponent is friends with her ex-husband. So that's been fun for her.
Her opponent's friends with
Like-
her ex-husband.
Yeah,
Oof.
so they're like, oh, you've got yourself in over your head and stuff, little girl. I was like, what?
Oh,
It's her
no.
coroner's position. It's not like it's even any position of power or whatever, right?
Yeah, ugh, the coroner's position. That's a tough one to. Ugh, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, like why is that even an elected position even?
Why is that a hotly
You know?
contested job? I guess if you're in a small town, though,
yeah,
there's only one There's only one freaky deaky place for a person that likes to, do stuff with dead bodies.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been an eye opener for a lot of people on that part.
Yeah.
But I was actually calling about some of the political calculus that I was doing, thinking about who was running in positions, because this is coming down to basically a one-issue campaign
Okay.
over this plant that they're wanting to put out in the county that's going to put lead mercury into our environment.
Ah,
yeah,
jeez,
not good.
That's bad.
Yeah. And all the Democrats, of which I'm running on, are anti-WSP.
Okay.
But there's another group calling themselves the Candidates for Change that is a mix of Democrats, Republicans, and independents.
Okay.
And at least two of them are current sitting Republicans who are on the council, the county council, and voted to have the WSP plant put in.
Okay.
Well, now they're saying, oh, no,
this is a bad thing. Well, we're totally against it now
Okay.
and have made themselves candidates for change.
So they're against putting it in now?
They're against it because they got caught like kids with their hand in the cookie jar.
Ah.
And now they're like, because what was it? One of the guys was caught or overheard saying, well, it's easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission.
Yeah, I say that too. When no one's listening.
It's a very famous
Right?
thing that people say. I do know that one.
Exactly. So here's the power grab. Well, not power grab, but what I feel is their attempt to maintain the power structure. Like I said, I'm the only Democrat running. Only female under 50 as well, I might add.
Okay.
And then we've got 2 independents running against 3 sitting Republicans.
Okay.
Well, except one of the sitting Republicans is also running for commissioner.
Okay.
So let's say that we replace all 3 of the at-large seats.
Okay.
If the guy gets the commissionership, the Republicans are still going to have the majority to appoint that 4th seat.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, you don't want that.
Which means they'll still have the majority vote to prevent us from rescinding the bond that gives them the money to build this plant.
Okay. So.
And they'll also still have the majority commissionership to say, well, it's up to us to bring ideas to the council, and you guys just pay for it.
Okay. Okay. So
this is the political calculus that that they have duped the candidates for change supporters into thinking that they're going to get what they want.
Okay.
But it's still going to be a 4-3 vote if all their quote-unquote change candidates get elected.
Shit. So you got to win this.
We not only do we have to win the council, but we have to prevent the guy who's on the council from getting the commissionership.
Shit. Okay.
But he's running as a quote-unquote change candidate.
Yeah. What can he do?
So
what can people do to help with this? This sounds dire.
It's been, and that's the thing. These guys have clogged the airwaves this whole campaign with, we're the candidates for change. We'll stop the WSP, blah, 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 blah. And and the guy who's been like selling the signs and the T-shirts and the stuff and been like, we got to stop WSP. We got to stop it and stuff. Well, he's also making money off the signs and the shirts and everything like that. And I was thinking, oh, this guy's going to be great for my campaign stuff. And I went to buy my logo off of him because I couldn't afford the signs at the time.
Uh-huh.
And there was a guy in there selling him like Trump paraphernalia. And I'm thinking, oh God, I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there is like a small business owner that makes the signs, he's probably a Trump guy. I mean, not a lot of small businesses are Trump people.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, but you can be making, there's a lot of these signs sitting around. People are charging a lot. You're charging a lot for these shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. You know, like, it kind of feels like you're playing both sides of the court on this one, dude.
I'm sure he is.
You know,
that's
and that's the.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. That is how they work.
I mean, that's just right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just feel bad that I wasn't. I feel like people who are going to vote have already voted for this group that they think is going to bring about the, Rock
Change.
Candy Mountain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. That's what
But
changed.
it's still going to be like, oh no, our hands are still tied. Whoopsie doopsie. I guess all this corn that's going to be made into corn syrup is still going to get lead and mercury in it. And
Shit.
the ethyl alcohol plant that goes into fuel, which is like, 20 feet from where they're building this plant.
Damn.
It's also going to be highly contaminated.
Well, business.
Then there's the river that's right there.
Business always
upstream from
wins.
Lafayette.
It sucks. We gotta stop these businesses. Is the problem, but they always let the business win. That's the thing. They got all the money. That's the problem.
Yeah, and so we're still fighting that battle until first kiln gets fired up, and even after, I feel we can still stop it. But,
Hell yeah, keep trying.
I keep asking who's willing to chain themselves to a bulldozer. And
Brett will
like,
do that.
Oh, you got more balls than me. And I'm like, dude, I'm a 40-year-old girl, and I'll go and chain myself to a bulldozer, and more so if I have to. If that's
Hell yeah, Brett will do it for you. He'll chain himself to the factory.
I watch the water protectors take way worse than this crap. I'm not about to sacrifice my town.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I love it.
So how who needs to vote for you and when?
Yeah, let us know here.
Oh, well, we have till the 3rd. I'm Emily Sawyer for County Council at Large. We're going to grow our greatness because Cass County's got nothing but potential. Like literally nothing but potential.
Well, thanks for calling in. Help her out if you're there, okay?
Yeah.
Have a good
so
night.
That's like you too. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Keep fighting that fight.
You too. You too.
Fight forever.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
All right. One more call to end them all.
All right. Let's take the last call right on time, too. Shit.
Yeah, we're good at it. We're good at this.
I gotta
Thanks for
pee.
calling Street Fight. How's it going tonight?
Hey, am I on?
You're on. Who's this?
Hey, this is Gav. Sorry, I am watching the stream, so I'm gonna close one of these out.
Yeah, you gotta mute us over there. Oh, I can hear.
Yeah,
us.
otherwise we're all gonna be gross and disgusting. I kind of got two things I want to say, and I'm gonna be quick as possible, but I know we've been doing hobby talk on Street Fight recently, and I got into 3D modeling, and I think that's what maybe Murder Brian should get into if you can't figure out how to put model cards together, because it's really fun, but also you can also, self-create. And
I'm looking. I'm gonna look that up right now and find out what it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems hard. But I have to give it a shot sometime. Is that 3D printing? Is that what it is? It says math on this page. Uh-oh. I think we lost our last caller.
Hello? See them on there.
Hello?
Muted
Did you hit
themselves.
your mute button by any chance?
You may have muted yourself, caller.
Did you just want to
Hey. No. Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah.
My phone did a weird thing.
Oh, it's
They do
no
that.
problem. I'll have to check it out. I'll
I
give it a shot.
apologize. No, it's really cool because when it fails, you can just always blame the CIA for fucking with your 3D models.
Hell yeah.
But in my real life, I've really been listening to you guys, and you got me through like a really rough time in my life. Like I had an engagement that failed, and I was really bummed out, and I dropped like 2 tabs of acid and did some self-therapy and got my shit back together, and that was really dope. So I gotta quit my, I guess, former position and get into a way better job. So, sorry, I'm trying to give you the quick version of everything. And I just really appreciate you guys, and I think you're super dope. And I'm sorry that a phone call cut in the middle of this conversation.
Oh, you're
Love
good.
y'all.
You're good.
So,
Well, thank you for calling.
I think you're great. I think everybody should do acid for the first time for all of their bad situations.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think it should.
Love y'all.
I want to do it soon too, but I just got to get in the country.
Right.
To the country.
No, I've called in once before, and I was way too fucked up to have been calling into y'all. But
There's no such thing as too fucked up to call into street fight.
hey, it's always going to be comedy, right?
Yeah. Or it's awkward, and then we feel bad because we have to hang up.
And
But
I make you uncomfortable, and no, nothing like making Murder Brian uncomfortable.
well, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. So trust me, I'm uncomfortable 90% of the time. But thanks for calling in.
No, I understand that. Sorry, I know that I am last caller status, so no, I went and sovereign citizen myself a prescription for doing acid, and it was fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
And I was in a very dark place, and then I hadn't done acid before, but it got me out of a very dark place because, I don't know, as a person, I looked everything up beforehand. I was trying to be responsible, but the guy who invented AA fucking went on an acid trip beforehand, and then they made it into AA. So I'm sure you've heard that before.
I haven't.
But don't. If you need AA, I respect and support you, but just do acid instead, and then keep having fun. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great change of perspective. But yeah, I mean, you can. I think that sometimes also, if you're in a bad place, you can have a bad trip. So I guess you got to really know. And if you're ready for it, then I guess you'll be fine, probably.
Right. Yeah. No. I'm not recommending people do bad things to themselves.
No, I recommend against
no,
that.
I just hung out on my deck for like 3 hours, and then I came inside and I hung out with my dog. So
that's fun.
I was in a comfortable position that allowed me to, just trip for,
however long
16 hours. And then I was probably tripping when I went into work the next day, and I just told everyone to leave me alone.
Nice. Gave you the confidence to tell them to fuck off.
Like for a first trip, yeah. No, I really exude the street fight mentality of please leave me alone, or fuck off. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
well, thanks for calling in, buddy. I'm glad it worked out for you.
Okay. I love y'all. I'm in a position where I can give you some monetary support, and y'all have been really good for being in my development. So, love y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Love you too.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye, dudes.
Well, that's Street Fight Radio, the call-in show. You know it well. 3 hours of calls every single Sunday night, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. If you want more Street Fight, you want to support what we do, even if you're not going to listen to it and you like the show, just the regular podcast, please at this time consider going to patreon.com/streetfightradio and signing up. For $1 a month, you'll get a couple audio things a month. we've got like 1 or 2 episodes of maybe March Madness or Holy Boys will be coming out next, but you can access Shocktober Volume 1 for $1 a month. $3 a month, you get access to our digital zine. I've been working hard on getting that out. That's going to, the Religion zine just came out. I've got 2 more ready to go, coming out in the next 5 or 6 weeks. So $3 gets you that. $5 is where you can watch the video content we do, listen to the bonus audio premium shows that Brian does. And then this changed in October, so I know some of you aren't up on it, but $8 a month gets you the zine, the digital zine, and the $5 audio and video stuff, because the zine costs an incredible amount of money to produce. Several $100s to get the graphic designer, to get the editor, to pay the cover, to pay for 10 articles. You know, it costs a couple $1,000 to pull off each zine. So that's all separated. And then $12 a month, we will mail a copy of the zine to your house, and you get access to everything else. So please resubscribe if you want to get more from us and support what we do. We're also taking pre-orders on a fucking awesome Skull t-shirt right now, including a long sleeve. Those are union made t-shirts and union printed all the way through, thoroughly done t-shirts. You pre-order those, you have until the 31st this month. They will be mailing out at the end of November. Wavy tees just went in the mail yesterday. I think on Friday, Rachel and Gwen and Katie folded them all up, printed the labels, sent them out. Those will be coming this week. They look awesome. There are some masks left. The first day I wore the wavy mask, someone said, "Hey, I like that mask." It looks great with the shirt. The t-shirt is so fucking soft. It's incredible. They really came out amazing. There's a few of them left if you want to try to get them. They're at store.streetfightradio.com. I've also got Chronic the Hemp Hog stickers, Anvil stickers, and Gumball stickers. Those are there if you want to show your support for Street Fight Radio. You can jump and grab some stickers to put on your laptops and computers and whatever else you need stickers for. We'll see you on Wednesday. I'm going to try to make a pumpkin into a bong and debut that on Wednesday night.